Hello, welcome guys. Hope you all are having a great day, afternoon, or evening or night, wherever you are. We got ourselves a Alpha X Series Special Edition number 3. And before we get into the games, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm your caster Snoopy, and joining by my side is my partner in crime. It is Akon Tistes.
Thank you very much for having me this morning. It's very earlier today, but I hope everything will go super fine.
Yep. And we're actually gonna go ahead and start our first game here, our first series between these two lovely players. So you want to go ahead and do the lovely introductions?
Of course. Why not? Where are we starting? In the bottom right, it looks like where we have a red Protoss player playing for Alpha X heading from Korea. This is Sound.
And spawning here at the top left corner of the map, it is the Teal Zerg player from Alpha X. It is Breaking GG.
Well, a little bit of a team kill here. We have 3 players out of Alpha X in the semifinals. No, actually 4. Well, not Rookie just left, like uh, a couple days ago, I think.
Yeah, 2 days ago on the 24th of July.
It's a little bit sad, but of course I really like Rookie as a player. But everyone has to go their own way. So, what is your prediction for this game today?
You know what? I've seen some impressive performance by Zaun recently. Haven't seen much of Breaking GG. So, I mean, seeing that Zaun was recently in GSL Code S playing in there, as well as playing in Korea and all, I would say I would give a little bit of a favor edge to Zaun, but I mean, it's a ZVP, anything can happen, so I wouldn't count out Breaking GG at all.
Yeah, true. I also really think Zaun has a little bit of an upper edge here. I think I've seen them play once in the past, and I think it was like heavily in favor of Zaun. But yeah, you said it before, like never count out a Zerg in this matchup. Everything could go so wild so quick if the Protoss player makes a little mistake. So I'm really excited for this actually.
Yeah, and we do see that there's a pretty standard opening, nothing too crazy. We do see that Zaun is going to make his first Stalker. Not going to be adept to go ahead and scout, as he does have his probe across the map to do that. But the Stalker going to go ahead and tickle this Overlord a little bit, but this Overlord should be safe on this high ground. Oh, actually it does not. Okay, there we go.
Okay, finally. Yeah, this is fine. But yeah, this is gonna be adept. We all know this is gonna be adept. Yeah, it is adept. Right. Why was I even wondering? Here it comes. It's just waiting for the guys. Guys, don't worry. He's gonna start it out.
Yeah. Oh, actually, you do see that Zaun will catch another another potential Overlord here. This time there's no high ground, or at least the high ground is too far away. I think he should be able to snipe this, and this will be able to supply block Breaking GG. So a nice little win there for Zaun.
Yeah, it's a very good catch. I think that Breaking GG will heavily suffer from this because this is the moment where you want to start pumping out units, you want to start your third base, and Breaking GG is a little bit behind on everything right now. He has his lair, but yeah, it's not the best thing. Scarlet has shown us that lair doesn't really work that great against Glaive Adepts.
Well, the good thing about the taking down the Overlord earlier for Zaun is that he won't be scouted. So Breaking GG is pretty much in the dark. If we look his vision, it's pretty much completely dark. So I mean, but as you said earlier, I mean, Glaive Adepts attacks and builds are very common on this map, and that's exactly what Zaun is going for.
You've seen the Glaive's Adepts shade through his shade past his Overlord, so he probably knows by now. It's not like it is a secret that this build is so common. I think Breaking G is probably preparing for it already. He has 7 roaches on the way. It should be at least good against this. It looks like Zaun is not super committed though, at least to me.
Yeah, just a 4 gate. So, but if you can take down this third hatchery, that would be a pretty nice pickup.
Yeah, he's actually already getting the red elf. Of course, it's gonna regenerate it very quickly. Roaches trying to fight in not heavily number against these few adepts. Now here comes the reinforcements. A few shades go past. There's a wall of queens, but these drones are still gonna die in heavy numbers. 5 of them already for 4 adepts. I'll take this any day.
And it's still not stopping. More additional adept warpins for Zaun. He's got the hatchery, the third hatchery, in really low life. So maybe he can go ahead and snipe that off. But he's gonna go ahead and dive into the natural end main, get some additional drone kills. 12 drone kills thus far. Gonna bring down Breaking GG to 32 workers total.
This is already brutal for Breaking GG. Yes, the tech. Yes, this lair already up. Yes, the infestation pit. I don't know what he wants to get real quick. Probably it's gonna be a Swarmos or something to the likes of it. But Zaun already getting full map control, getting a lot of kills. That hatchery, as you said, is really in the red. It's not gonna be easy to hold against a successive push.
Now, what does Zaun have? He has he's making additional shoe batteries, getting those immortals out. Now, the good thing is that he didn't expand to a third base, or it might be a little bit harder to defend since he's only stuck on 2. Looks like Breaking GG will have to be forced to retreat, as there's just no way he can break the 2 immortals with those 2 shoe batteries.
And Zaun also getting 4 more gateways. This is not looking like the Burgos player wants to macro it out. It really looks like he wants to end this game here and now. Third Immortal on the way. It's gonna be a push real quick, I think.
Yeah, but interestingly enough, Breaking GG went for the Nidus network, so he's gonna go ahead and try to do a little bit of in-base harass, possibly, as it's not Swarm Host or anything, but if he can put in the Nidus in the main base, do some damage and retreat to defend this push that's coming for Zaun, it might be a good thing. And looks like the Nice Worm will go a bit outside the third base area. But that's at the same time that Zaun is pushing out.
Yeah, this is already looking pretty wild. I don't really think Breaking GG can do too much with this. Okay, 5 Swarmos, it's enough to snipe a Nexus. It was a little bit too far away. Of course, this is already great scouting information, but with that archery so low enough, no macro hatch, this is looking rough for Breaking GG, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I think if the game went prolonged further, it would have been better for the Swarmos play, but this time around, looks like Zaun is going to go ahead and potentially dive in and kill this third base. Breaking GG, he's got some additional Swarm hosts, but is it enough?
Stalkers trying to get on top of the Roaches and the Ravagers. Of course, these piles were hitting pretty nasty hits. These archery still in the red, but still alive. The Locusts will keep up with tanking and keeping up the Stalkers alive. Good blink backwards by Zaun, but everything is going a little bit too red in the life. So does this archery. The archery is gonna go down just in a second. Time to retreat and probably start macroing it up. Zaun with a 1 base advantage. Breaking GG trying to get as many units as possible, diving a little bit too forward. He's gonna lose a couple of Ravagers, but this not the greatest idea out of Breaking GG. Piles gonna whip this time, and Zaun is gonna take another great engagement.
Yeah, meanwhile, he's taking a third while this battle is going on as well. So he can, if he wants to, transition to a macro game behind this. But it looks like he's going to go ahead and potentially look for an opening and see if he can close out this game. Looks like there's just too much Queens and Ravagers here on the high ground.
Meanwhile, in his main base, shield barrier overcharged almost. Oh, he actually kept his Immortal alive against a full range of Locusts. That was pretty crazy. And right now, Zaun has basically completely whiffed 1 wave of Locusts. and is still pushing. Ravagers, of course, still pose a real problem, but right now, one other queen goes down, more force builds, locking these roaches out. It looks like the Protoss player is really making a dent through breaking GG defenses. Here comes the Logos. It's time to retreat at least for a little while. Wait for these Logos to run out of their lives. And Stalkers running through another Ravager. Good blink forward by Sound. Great move.
Man, Zaun is channeling his inner patience, going for those aggressive blinks. Sometimes you wonder, how did they make it work? Like, if that was me, I would pretty much lose all my stalkers.
If that was me, I was probably gonna blink out of range of the Ravager. And here comes another Nidus Worm. It looks like Breaking GG has not been too defensive with these as well. It is a good move. Those Wormers really need to start dealing some damage. Another Nidus Worm here next to the main base. But in the end, these Ravagers are the real champions so far, at least in my mind. Like 5 kills on one, 6 kills on the other. These Ravagers have really a lot of kills on.
For sure. Nidus. Another Swarm host going wave into the main base, but the real fight here is at the third base of the Protoss. Zaun once again going for that aggressive blink, getting on top of these Ravagers, gonna go ahead and push them back.
And Ravagers going down, it's a real big deal for Breaking GG. It needs those to stay alive. It really can't afford to lose too many units. Another Nidus Worm is gonna go up, freeing up some Swarmos, some Locusts, trying to get some damage. But in the end, it really looks like Breaking GG is just trying to deal enough damage to... Oh, okay, he was barely not dying, the Nidus Worm, of course, before the Swarmos could retreat into it. But as I was saying, he's just trying to deal some damage to free up some pressure from his shoulders. And it looks like it is working. Zaun not really pushing again, even though he's on a better work account. Army supply though, we're almost there.
Yeah, the real thing is that, I mean, Breaking GG, he still has not droned back up. He's still behind 47 to 65 workers. That you can see in the income graph, it's all Zaun pretty much throughout this whole game. And I mean, still stuck on 3 bases versus the 3 bases of Protoss. That's not where you want to be ever as a Zerg player.
Yeah, it looks like Breaking GG is also making a move right now. He doesn't really want to keep this going on any further. Of course, as you were saying, it's not a position he wants to be in. The Protoss player has had so much more economy for so long. It's not gonna be easy for him to just go through the map. Also, let's not forget production. Like, production facilities for Breaking GG have been so low in count for so long after losing that third archery. It has been quite difficult for him to keep up.
Yeah, for sure. Now, the one thing that Breaking GG does have in favor of him is the upgrades. He's got +1 range attack, almost getting his +2, while Zaun has just threw down his forward, so he's going to be a bit behind on the upgrades. So that's a little bit of advantage that Breaking GG can take advantage of. But there are so many Colossus being built up, and oh man, all those thermal lances doing so much splash damage on the front lines of the Zerg.
It's a great shield battery overcharge as well, keeping so many units alive. Not even corrosive pulse could have done it. Zaun will take the first game of the series. So it was in the end, it was a little bit confusing. Like, Breaking GG had to make a move, but it wasn't quite enough. I still feel like his defenses were quite good though. Like, he didn't lose too much. Okay, he lost 12 drones. He lost the archery in the end, but he was keeping up in a weird way. I still feel like he can show us some good games today.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you always see, you know, those games where the Protoss going for that that common adept build, and it usually kind of goes either really good or really bad.
Yeah.
and once the Zerg gets behind in that, I mean, he's got his, I think it was like 12, 16 drones going down to those adepts. That's a tall order to ask of anyone to kind of come back into the game. So got to give some credit to Breaking GG for kind of extending that game as long as it did. Try to pull off some Stormhost play, but unfortunately the damage was just too great. Zaun was able to overcome and take that game 1. But this is a best of 5 series, so plenty of chances for Breaking GG to come back and take the lead.
And I'm already very interested in the map choice from Breaking GG. Here we go on Submarine. Things can get pretty wild over here.
Oh yeah.
So want me to start with introductions?
Yeah, sure thing.
Yeah, we're in the bottom right hand corner. We're looking at the base of the red Protoss player is currently leading the series 1-0. This is Zaun.
And spawning at the top left, we have the Teal Zerg looking to tie up the series. Can he do it? It is Breaking GG.
This archery is very early. Like, way too early. Am I missing something? Was it just to avoid Zaun blocking it? Or was it for some other reason? What do you think?
That's a possibility. I mean, we have seen a little bit of a resurgence of Protoss sending their probes out really early to block the hatchery. I've seen the Stats do it. I've seen Zest do it. So I think Zerg are kind of adapting, and we see this throughout the history of StarCraft too, right? The Protoss would like do certain builds or certain quirky things, like sending their probes to block hatchery, and it's up to the Zerg over time to kind of adapt and change that so they can counter it.
Yeah, it is the adaptive race overall. So like it has been as you were saying, a usual thing in the series StarCraft that Zerg players just need to overcome some difficulty walls and then start acting differently. And as a Zerg player myself, we have developed so many different build orders just like in the first 2 to 3 minutes, just to stay ahead of the planet, especially against Protoss. And here we have a very early third base as well. Breaking GG really wants to pump out his production and his economy as quick as possible.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if Breaking GG takes the drones off of gas once you get that 100 gas to mine off or to drone up aggressively with these 3 hatchery. But we often see also other times where the Zerg will go for an aggressive push with the 3 base with just mass slings and flood. Now this is a great map to actually do it because there's no in the natural of the Protoss there's no edge or there's no ramp area, so it's easier to do pushes like that.
You know what this map is good for?
What's that?
The deaths.
You think we're gonna see it?
Yeah, this is like, yeah, here they come. Okay, let's wait for the 150 gas. Oh, sorry, the 100 gas, of course. The late just started by Zaun. Oh, that upgrade is so cheap. Come on.
Yeah, it's pretty cheap for sure. I remember it was like back when the Adept was first introduced. I think it was, I forgot exactly what it cost. It might have been a bit cheaper or expensive. I think they kind of changed that, but it's been a while. It's been 100 for at least a while now. But yeah, he's gonna go for that same build, the 4 Gateway Adept, Glaive Adepts. So we'll see if it can work out just as good.
Variations of it, like with Zest and Astrea especially, seeing the 5 gates, then the 6 gates variation of this kind of push. It's not like one is more committed and the other isn't. Yeah, it is of course also that. But in the end, Zaun is still looking to deal some damage with this. It's not like it's one of those build orders you are like, okay, I didn't deal a lot of damage, I think I'm fine. Because as you were saying, this either goes very good or it goes very bad. And let's see how it goes for Zaun this time.
Yeah, he's actually gonna be a bit more committed. He's gonna add a 6 6
Ooh.
total. I mean, 2 additional gateways for 6 total. So he is a bit more aggressive compared to the last game.
Yeah, it's the 6 gates variation. Just to keep up the reinforcements mostly, you won't afford more than 4 gateways worth of adepts for the first few waves. Here they come, the adepts. The first shade is already going through. This time Breaking GG will react with Zerglings, probably the most common answer to this. Let's see if Sound can break through.
Oh wow.
Second wave. Just waiting for the right time to shade. There are already a bunch of roaches out. They are gonna bring the fight to the adepts. The shades are trying to go through too many links, not necessary to risk their lives. Because shading on top of the ramp, once Sound has the numbers, is gonna be very, very risky, but also very deadly for Breaking GG. Here comes the final wave of adepts. Here they come. Fighting queens, fighting roaches, and the shade on the ramp. As I was saying, it's gonna be very risky, but so many units from Breaking GG are already dying. Another shade backwards, but this is already proving to be quite great for Sound. So much is dying. Shade gets cancelled. These adepts are fighting roaches, are fighting drones. 4 of them are dying already. Another shade here next to the natural queens, trying to fight with that, but in the end, it's gonna be all clamped up in the natural. And in the third, another shade wave goes past. The attention of Breaking GG, so many drones, so many roaches are going down. But in the end, was this enough damage? Not too sure about that, Snoopy.
Yeah, I think during the middle of it, Breaking GG actually went for a big, huge drone production. So even though he lost, let's see how many total workers. He's currently lost 10 total workers. He's still pretty okay in terms of the worker count, considering that Zaun doesn't even have a third base.
And as you were saying before, this is quite the committed build with 6 gateways. There were a lot of adepts involved into this. Just taking a look, and Sound lost units. He has lost 17 adepts so far. That's quite a ton. And Breaking GG has already a pretty healthy amount of roaches. He has gas to turn many of these into Ravagers. He just needs to not lose too many drones to this secondary shade. Here they come in the third and in the main. 8 drones, 9. Okay, this is already getting nasty. Breaking GG losing 12 more drones, 14 and counting. This is getting already pretty crazy. Sound decided to use his last few shades just to deal more damage a tiny bit, and he ended up getting 20 more drones.
Yeah, so unfortunate for Breaking GG because it was looking pretty good in the beginning, but this last minute or so, Zaun has been able to kind of outmaneuver Breaking GG and was able to get 24 drones.
That's way too many considering Breaking GG's game plan is completely clear to Zaun. He has seen the roaches, he has seen the Kanko Higer, Kank Rise, he has seen the first few Ravagers start up. He knows he has to be careful, and Zaun has kept the pressure off his shoulders this far.
Looks like Zaun is gonna go get the blink upgrade behind this. I would imagine he's gonna go for a timing attack once blink research is done. He's got the 3 immortals, hitting a 4th one, so I think he can get himself a pretty nice timing attack, especially since he got the +1 upgrade to kind of line up with it.
Yeah, also another thing I'm not really liking from Breaking GG's position, he had to make a ton of drones, and once you start pumping up drones and units at the same time out of your larva cycles, it usually never gets you anywhere. It's like one of the first things I learned while playing Zerg is you either go for drones or you go for units. You never kind of go for both, and this will lead to Breaking GG being just barely even on workers, and his army is not looking that scary either.
Yeah, I mean, look at the well, if we compare both armies, right now Breaking GG is standing at 60 army supply, Zaun at 57. Now granted, these are mostly roaches and ravagers in terms of the supply, so they're not as quite efficient. So
Yeah, they're really just boosting the supply. It's just really numbers are not that great of a comparison in this matchup, and I really think that unless you have like 50 more suppliers as their player, you're never really ahead.
yeah, and also look at the creep spread of Breaking GG. He's been under attack this whole game. He's been not able to spread those creep as well. And in this map where there's so many openings for the Protoss to, do maybe a Zealot run by or something, you want to spread that creep as much as possible.
Yeah, I agree. You're making a great point there, especially in this scenario in which units have to reach from the first to the natural to fight the main army. Skulkers will bleed backwards, and a great force field is gonna lock a bunch of units out and a bunch of units in. These Hydras pumping out right now are not gonna bring a great fight to the army of Sound. He's waiting for the lurkers, he needs to buy time, but will he have enough to bleed forward from Sound? He's gonna kill so many units. Breaking GG supplies goes down so quickly. 10, 11 drones dying to just 2 deaths, and Sound is breaking through. Breaking GG needs to call it. It's the game number 2 going in favor of Sound.
Yeah, man. Well, a great play by Zaun, proving why that Glaive Adept build is so strong. Why many protesters are kind of doing it, even though it's like, even though Zerg can expect it, it's just still hard to counter and break it down. Because even if you prepare for it, you got to invest so many of those larvae into army supply to defend, and then that means you're not making as many drones as you want.
The thing that surprises me basically always every time I see this build is that it has so much versatility. It changes so quickly. Every single player has a different way of showing it, of playing it, and a different follow-up to this. While their players are kind of predictable in the way they play against it. So it's basically always Protoss having perfect information and their players being basically in the dark every single time. I think that's the biggest reason this is so good.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
I really like this thing.
Yeah, because like you said, there's so many ways you can go about it. You can go 4 gate, you could go 5 gate, you could go 6 gate, and then also, even when you do the Glaive Adept timing push, you can do less committed and go for a third base, or you can go for additional gateways and do for a 2 base timing. So many versatility that comes from that build.
Also, the different way to shade, like we have seen Zaun split his units, we have seen Zaun clump up his units. So, yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and introduce our lovely players here.
Okay, why don't you start this time?
All right, here, spawning at the top right corner of the map, it is the red Protoss, looking to close out the series. It is Zaun.
And in the opposite corner, looking to win 3 in a row, he's gotta do the miracle. Is the teal Zerg player. And from Alpha X, it is Breaking GG.
All right.
Everdream. I think it's an interesting map for this matchup, more so than anyone really think it is, because even getting a third base, it puts you in a weird scenario in which force fields become insanely strong all of a sudden. Pushing into the Zerg player becomes a very good move, while the Zerg player cannot really make a move against the Protoss player on 3 bases. So it's a little bit of a tech rush, I feel, and it leads to some interesting scenarios. Of course, it could be just that, but I'm just letting my fantasy go wild.
Yeah, I mean, the interesting thing about this map is that there is potentially 3 third bases that you could go for. You could go for the one that's, I guess, let's say 9 o'clock position. You could go for the one that's like right below the main base, or you can get the one with the rich Vespene geyser. Usually you'll see the ones go for the 9 o'clock base or the one in the bottom of the main base, but like you said, the dirt. If you get the one in the 9 o'clock, there's a nice force field potential for the Protoss. And then if you go for the other one that's in the bottom of the main base, there's a potential of Warp Prism Harass that can go kind of bounce back and forth from the third base to the main base. So it gets pretty annoying.
Yeah, it's not really a map I enjoy playing as a Zerg a lot. I really feel like I love playing this map in ZVZ though. I really love playing this map. You know me. You know I love my.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of the fast pull into Spinecrawler drone rush or something.
Yeah, also that, but I play macro in ZVZ. It's the only matchup I play macro in.
So in ZVZ you go the honorable way.
Yeah, I'm too good with Ling Bane to not go the honorable way. I guess just cheesing Protoss into Oblivion and getting me some good training in that, I guess. No, we've seen Stargate this time.
Ooh.
And it's quite common on this map as well. I really like Zaun mixing it up a little bit. He's a match point. He needs to go for something a little bit different. And he's going for a Phoenix first. I still think it's gonna be like the 2 Oracle version, not gonna go to 3, I think. But I don't know. I really am on the black about this.
Well, looks like he's gonna go ahead and, I mean, I've seen Protoss go for as little as 1 to as many as 3. I think 3 is the kind of what you're gonna go for max wise in terms of Oracles.
Patience yesterday.
Huh?
Have you seen Special versus Patience yesterday?
Oh yeah, that last game.
Yeah.
that was a kind of a.
Yeah, that was interesting.
That's
like
more
the 19 Oracles build.
Yeah, that was more of a troll game.
yeah, but I enjoyed it nonetheless.
Yeah, same here.
So it's gonna go to 2 at least. I actually gonna change my point of view. I think it's going to go to 3, just the stats Oracle way. Gonna go to 3 Oracles, then gonna start his Robo with a third base back home. Everything is gonna be very safe for him. He's gonna have map control, and he can just start getting his most important. Oh, yeah, okay, third one. His most important tech structure. For a second, I saw a Phoenix, not an Oracle. My mind playing tricks on me. But yeah, it's gonna be a third Oracle.
Oh, these few Lings are gonna catch these Adepts out in the fields, which is a nice catch. But there are still plenty of Oracles out on the map with plenty of energy. He's gonna go ahead and dive on in here at the main base. Nice micro, saving that low life Oracle. Will be able to retreat. And the important thing about these Oracle openings is that you save those Oracle. You don't just randomly lose it to Spores or Queens, because they're really useful in terms of defending against the counter Ling attack, and as well as potential revelation on the creep tumors as the game goes on.
They really are close to Banshees in that regard. Like, having your Oracle stay alive throughout the whole game gives you so much value. And we see Zaun getting 2 more gateways, adding up 1 more Oracle, actually 2 at a time. This is gonna be pretty wild already. Zaun doubling it up on the Oracle. He's gonna get a ton of them. Oh my.
So I guess we get some semblance of that Special versus Patience game. It's not 5 Stargates, but at least it's 3 Stargates.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be a different matchup though. This time, Max Oracles is gonna be very, very deadly. A different way to approach this matchup compared to the ones we usually see, but nonetheless, a very scary one. Regen GG trying to get some damage on top of the wall of Zaun. Of course, scouting is already pretty great for him, but he's still not really getting too much information out of this. He knows there's 1 target, he doesn't know much more. Another run by here going into the third base, not gonna go much the distance. These Oracles really getting a lot of defensive damage. A lot of lanes are going down, and Zaun will be safe without his opponent scouting him. Ooh, many Oracles. It's gonna go to 12 real fast. To 11, sorry. And there's a Twilight Council behind this.
Oh man, this is this is gonna be rough because
Fleet Beacon? Okay, Zaun. Oh my, alright. Is he going to go for the archery?
I don't know, man. But either way, all Zergs, you might want to close your eyes.
Oh, okay, two sport colors go down. It's time for the queens now. Look at them going to red F. Basically, immediately, these oracles dealing so much damage. No anti-air for Breaking GG right now, and these drones are just trying to escape as best as they can. Two oracles, meanwhile, trying to fight another queen, trying to fight the archery. 10 drones have gone down. Breaking GG is sending a bunch of Balins through right now. A very strong run by, but these are slow Banes. Finally, they're fast Banes. A very good blocks by Zaun. Gonna minimize the damage while bringing his oracles back home to deal with his actually minimized not so much. 7 probes go down. And it's already a tiny little bit of a victory for Breaking GG after losing so many drones.
Yeah, I think Breaking GG will be happy with whatever he can get at this point. At the very least, he did pull the oracles back home. It gives him some time to build up the spore crawlers, as well as getting a spire to help defend against these oracles.
And once you get 11 oracles, why don't you get 3 void rays? That's, I guess it's alright, but it's a little bit of a prediction of Breaking GG going for corruptors. He wants to keep the numbers low, he wants to keep those roaches from getting any damage, and he's gonna get 3 carriers at a time on 4 bases. That's a quick transition, something I've seen more often than I like to admit from Zaun. He likes to go for fast carriers. He likes to bring out the silver Zaun that is in himself, getting those carriers real fast. But this time, Breaking GG is really losing a little bit too much to answer to this big cancel over here. Breaking GG getting some damage, but losing some drones back home to this.
Alright, the first carriers are out. Now, do we see any corruptors yet? Doesn't look like there's any corruptors, so I'm not exactly sure what Breaking GG is kind of going for. Okay, there we go. He's finally making the corruptors.
Yeah, he was a little bit starved on larva, I think. Like, I'm just looking at his bases. I see 2 of them not being injected. He lost quite a ton of queens. That is bringing his supply to be quite low compared to what he wants. He's now finally injecting the 3rd, the 4th one. He's still without a queen next to it. And that's not where you want to be at as the Zerg. Losing queens, I have to say this, like, I feel like losing queens at high level of StarCraft is probably as impactful as losing archeries.
Yeah, they're really important because there's always the potential for you to in the late game go for a bunch of spore callers, go for a bunch of queens, and then just as the carriers are shooting at the spores, you can kind of transfuse the spores, or you can transfuse your corruptors, and it's really helpful.
Yeah, it's either that or even like trading suboptimally. Like third players can do that because they have so much larva usually. Like they can inject pretty much very often. They have many more archeries. They have a lot of production and they can trade like even in bad ways. But in this case, Breaking GG cannot take a bad engagement. If he takes a bad engagement, he's just gonna lose the game. Here comes the Corruptors trying to get on top of the Phoenixes, but these Phoenixes have range upgrade. So it's not gonna be easy for Breaking GG to catch up on them. Oh, the Stasis roll back home. Breaking GG is gonna lose basically his whole run by of Zerglings without doing anything. Now he's gonna be in position for this while still trying to get some damage with his Phoenixes.
Alright, looks like Breaking GG is finally getting into high tech here. He's gonna definitely need to get the higher tier units, maybe even some Vipers to help with this carrier fleet. But oh, the Corruptors get on top of these carriers.
That's a lot of damage coming from Breaking GG. 2 carriers gonna go down. Of course, the main ground army is gonna be locked in stasis words. But it's not like Zaun can really chase after this army. That's so many Corruptors. Shield Battery Overcharge is not on cooldown. You need it right now. But these Corruptors, another carrier goes down. Void Rays cannot keep up with the damage. Oracles, Phoenixes, and carriers going down alike. And right now, Breaking GG can start looking even for some caustic sprays if he feels like he needs to get him. Corruptors come on top, trying to fight the Void Rays, trying to fight the Oracles, trying to fight everything they can. There's Ultra Cavern back on for Breaking GG to try and end this game. Another carrier is gonna go down in just a JP. And this is already devastating damage for Zaun. But in the meanwhile, Breaking GG is gonna lose so many Corruptors. And as I was saying before, just look at the bank he has. He cannot easily replace these units. He does not have the Larva to do it. He's completely starved on Larva. Here comes another cycle. But he's not banking because he has resources. He's banking because he does not have Larva. Finally gonna get his units out. But it was looking scary for him for a while.
Yeah, for sure. And now both players are gonna go ahead and sit back, replenish what they replenish their, I guess, their army, and start continuing macroing into the late game. It seems like this is gonna go beyond maybe the 15-20 minute mark, as both players are still making those carries, still making. Oh, actually, we see some Ultralisk mixed in, and I actually like the Ultralisk addition because carriers. Oh, actually, well, that dot. Banelings get additional 4 probes here at the, I guess, forward base of Zaun. Not too significant at this stage of the game where, I mean, Zaun is at 85 workers. Breaking GG not doing too bad himself at 89.
Yeah, Zaun with Flux Veins is gonna keep this Void Rays very mobile, and you were talking about the Ultras, and I don't know if this is intentional from Breaking GG, but right now Zaun does not have a robotics facility. That is very important, because without a robotics facility, there's basically no counter by Void Rays to these Ultras, and with so many Corruptors being with the main army, also a Viper to get some Parasite Clouds, it's Parasite Bomb, sorry. It's not like Zaun really has an upper hand in case Breaking GG decides to split his army in two and try to get some damage. It's gonna be pretty difficult for him.
I mean, I think the thought behind the Ultralisk is to actually hold that dot. There's a big huge attack on the left side here. Doesn't get too much. Some Banelings, some Ultralisk, but there's just plenty of carriers and also a bunch of cannons to hold that back. But as I was saying, I think the thought process behind adding the carriers is that carriers, I mean the Ultralisk, the carriers actually target fires on the Ultras, which they can kind of take some damage because they're bulky, and then at the same time the Corruptors can get on top of the carriers. And also if there's no ground units, there's or at least there's some High Templars, the Ultralisk can get on top of the High Templars as well to clean them up.
With Zaun going for many Void Rays, though, this has not worked so far. He needs way more than what he had this far. He's gonna lose 7 drones to a couple of Zealot run by. Also, his Viper almost died actually from feedback. Like the feedback range of buff from the last patch note is really getting a favor in favor of the Protoss players. So it's very interesting to see this little patch, little patches just trying to stabilize the game in favor of the least strong Rays. These are just trying to put up some work, and here come a lot of probe kills. Nexus is gonna go down, but this was not without a cost for Zaun. He's gonna lose a bunch of Ultras. His main army is very bruised once again. We have seen that Viper's feedback interaction. Gosh.
Oh my god. Breaking GG, you gotta be careful. All those Archons at the bottom of those Void Rays. Those Corruptors does not want to be fighting them.
Absolutely not. Void Rays gonna start the prismatic alignment to fight everything. Storms going on, everything at once. These Corruptors going into the Red Elf immediately. Down. Incredibly good micro over here. At this stage of the game, Storms were perfect. He's turning these High Templars into Archons. He's gonna kill some drones in the bottom right with a Zealot run by as well, and he's just gonna be happy with that, it looks like.
Yeah, and you gotta ask yourself, like, what can Breaking GG do I mean, he does got actually some nice transfuse on these corruptors, and this is what you're talking about. Mass queens in the beginning of the game, they can really help in terms of prolonging these corruptors, which means you can save more resources to produce more ultralists and vipers. We do see another bailing attack here at the proton base. Again, getting into the cannons and shield batteries, which aren't too helpful. But I guess that does free up some supply for Breaking GG to create other types of units.
Yeah, it doesn't really have the larva problem we were talking about before. Like corruptors and ultras are very larva efficient. These vipers also gonna be very useful in the next few incoming fights. But overall, like it's not like Breaking GG didn't get a ton of damage. He got 30 probes, around 30 probes in the whole game. So it's still gonna be some damage that's gonna clump up. And we've seen Zaun go down to 78 workers. But right now, what Breaking GG wants to get is key units. He wants to get those Ice Templars, he wants to get those Archons. Their count is rising way too high for him. Another run, but this time with Ultras. There's a Mothership in the meanwhile with this. But like, where was the Overseer? How could these Ultras attack well?
Looks like the Overseers were with the Corruptors here and the Vipers. These Ultralists are gonna be trapped here. Oh no!
Oh, without even Prismatic Alignment. Okay, here he comes. Prismatic Alignment. These Ultras is gonna melt against these Void Rays. The main fight is not gonna go in favor. Here we have the Legacy of the Void Cinematic Archons fighting with Ultras. These Vipers are not doing anything, by the way. Vipers really wasted supply this far for Breaking GG. The main fight is gonna go heavily in favor of the Protoss player. Corruptors trying to get on top of the Mothership. Mothership will go down. Carriers are now exposed as well as Void Rays, but these Archons are just not gonna die. Archons fighting the Corruptors. Corruptors going really low. The Carriers will get a lot of damage on top of them, and these Archons just do not die. With an Immortal within the bush, Ultras were not dealing the enough damage that Breaking GG was needing, and right now Zaun pushing on creep for a mark. End of the series. Zaun getting it 3-0.
Yeah, nice clean 3 sweep there for Zaun. He will advance to the finals. And looks like, unfortunately for Breaking GG, he will go down, I believe, to the 3rd place match there.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Like, I think Zaun played the better series overall. Like the first 2 games, he played very aggressively, and he got the upper edge. And in the meanwhile, Breaking GG was showing some great gains, but in the 3rd game where Macro was involved, I think Zaun just got pretty much always better engagements. I've seen Breaking GG have great ideas in that match, but in the end, I really, really feel like Zaun played a great series.
Yeah, and actually, as we wait for the next game to get started, let's go ahead and check out the bracket here, the Liquipedia page. I'm going to bring it up on the screen. As you can see, we do have the Zaun and Breaking GG, just the series just concluded, and we're gonna have ourselves Ragnarok versus Rookie here for our next series. Now, Akon Titas, what is your prediction for this upcoming series? Akon, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Sorry, I was just like looking at the chat, and like Ragnar was if I go final, and I just, but what do you mean by if you go into the final?
Yeah, so yeah, Ragnarok is facing against Rookie here in this upcoming series. What's your prediction here for this?
I really think this is gonna be a very even matchup. I still gonna give my 2 cents to Ragnarok. I feel like he's playing a little bit better overall. I think he's overall the better player. Like, he's a little bit more experienced under his belt. He knows a little bit better how to get into this matchup. That's a very complicated one. I'm talking about Zerg versus Stern. But in the end, I still feel like Rookie has some very interesting builds. that he can show, and I want to see some mech here on Eternal Empire. I
Oh,
just feel like it's so strong on Eternal Empire.
yeah, I would love to see mech as well, but let's see if Rookie decides to go for it. Here we go, at the bottom left, spawning as the Blue Terran from Team GP. It is Rookie.
And in the opposite corner, you're looking at the base of the red Zerg player playing for Alpha X, alien from Korea. It is Ragnarok. Well, no proxies, nothing too wild. Eternal Empire, well known for a map in which aggressive builds don't really go the distance.
I think one of the things I love about this map is that there's so many games that kind of goes to the kind of latter stages, and it kind of produces a lot of epic kind of games, right?
Yeah, it's actually one of the few maps I like in every single matchup. Like all of the matchups of the game, I feel like they get slightly improved by this map. They get more exciting. Like we've seen TVP mech by TY getting an increase in popularity. In TVZ, of course, it's gonna pretty much always gotta go the distance because getting on 4 bases is very easy. I feel like even PvP getting on 3 bases is kind of easy, so it gets a little bit less wild in the wildest matchup ever. So every single one of the combinations is a really great. Ragnarok, that's an early for Dutch.
Oh yeah, interesting. Looks like he's gonna, yeah, he's gonna take that third base before the Reaper even arrives to deny it. So, but Rookie will scout this and see what's up.
I actually like this is the clash opener, the one in which you skip your 19 overload and you go straight for a third archery is one of those Zerg openers that got an increase in popularity in this matchup because you're gonna have link speed just in time when the alien comes, but you're gonna go for a very fast third arch. You're gonna skip on one overload. That's all you can get. Like as you see now, his overload is gonna finish now. He's gonna go to 36 supply, and this is probably the only thing that matters at this stage. Like keeping up in supply because this build order is gonna give you an increase in production very quickly. It's been a while since I've seen a clash opener actually. I find it interesting. I always felt like it was the best way to play this matchup, but it's something that we don't see really often. Like a ton of people don't really know it exists as an opener.
Well, we do see Rookie here going for the 1-1-1 build here. Do you think we're gonna see a fusion core coming up behind this Stargate?
I mean, this is a possibility. I don't see a tech lab getting added to these racks yet, but yeah, Rookie's getting a ton of resources with this. Like, it's really floating a ton. Like, you might be right. Oh, you were right.
Yeah, I think.
Fusion core.
Yeah, I think Battle Cruiser is just really good on this map because of the dead airspace between behind the Natural as well as between the dirt and main. So Battle Cruisers can be abused on this particular map.
It is true, and we've seen the variation of this build with the Fair Command Center being added up immediately after the Fusion Core, so it's gonna be not the most committed of the BC rushes. And I really like this because I feel like on Eternal Empire, all you need is get some map control, and you're pretty much good. Battle Cruisers, they do one thing really well: they give you full map control, even without vision, and he's gonna be able to just expand without breaking a sweat, basically.
All right. We see that the Battle Cruiser is halfway done. We'll add in the armory, so It's looking like Rookie might go ahead and go for a Batter Cruiser Hellbat timing push, it seems, which can
Yeah,
be pretty scary.
and let's see what Ragnarok has. Right here, 4 queens next to the third. He has a couple queens, like injecting left and right, 4 crawlers. But these could go very well, very fast. It's one of those kind of timing attacks that can really get a lot of damage if you're not super careful with your micro. And we've seen Ragnarok actually add up a Spine Crawler at the third. I really like this. Let's see how he does against these Hellbats. Here comes the Battle Cruiser, linking in alongside the Hellbats, getting in the main army. Of course, these Banelings not gonna get great connections. Rookie, great splits of his own armies, but these Queens are also getting great transfusers. A couple drones are already falling. Drones need to back off in the corner, but these Queens are just refusing to die right now. One of them finally goes down. The second one will be transfused even slightly on just a bunch of HPs. I feel like only 3 Queens have gone down. Yeah, 3 Queens have gone down and 5 drones. This has not gone incredibly well for Rookie.
Yeah, I mean, if you're just losing queens and you're losing Hellbats, I mean that's got to be an advantage to the Zerg. But Rookie did save his Battlecruiser, so you can go ahead, repair that at home, and then go for another attack once, maybe even join with the second Battlecruiser, which is about to pop out as well.
Ragnarok feeling very safe, gonna go for a double expansion. Gonna get 2 archeries at once. And in the meanwhile, looks like this is going to be mech, after all.
Yeah, we got our wish.
It's gonna be 3 factories here for Rookie. He's gonna add up a bunch of doors just to counter the Spire. And then gonna go straight into tanks and everything he needs for all the aliens and the likes of it. On 3 bases, pretty easy for him to defend, but Ragnarok is already getting a little bit out of control. Like Rookie not really keeping up with his opponent, and Ragnarok gonna be allowed to double expand without actually risking anything.
Yeah, he knows that that was a pretty, I guess, a committed attack. So now that he's cleaned it up with very few losses, he can just expand, drone up, and also more importantly, spread the creep as well. He has no kind of pushback on the creep. He can, as you can see, he's throwing down a bunch of creep tumors with those queens to the left side. Would love to see him later on spread the creep to the right side as well. But here we're gonna have some Hellion harass by Rookie. Oh wow!
Oh my, 4 creep tumors go down in a jiffy. And here they go, the aliens fighting for the links, never what you want to have. This phase is not gonna be heavy on drones, so Rookie will not find a good spot to fight, sadly for him. But Ragnarok, in the end, is gonna not take a great engagement, to say the least. Both players kind of equal on supply right now. We've seen Ragnarok with a double expansion. Of course, he's gonna get a ton of workers very, very fast. It's not gonna be really relying heavily on tech. It's gonna be on Roaches and Ravagers for quite a while. But against mech, you can wait a little bit before you get your important tech units. Here we come with the Infestors that are gonna be a very big nuisance for Rookie in the later stages of the game. No better army than your opponent's army when you play Zerg.
And I do love this transition to the Infestors because they, him. It's kind of an indication of him gearing towards the late game in the higher tier units, so that when he does go for that fight against this scary mech army, he knows that he can at least be efficient with it, gain some additional energy from those Infestors from making them pretty early on. And also continue spreading the creep, make sure he keeps tab on the mech army move out. And here it looks like a Rookie will be potentially pouncing here at the left side.
Yeah, just kind of the usual 2-2 timing with mech. It's a very powerful spot for mech units to just shine. They can basically fight with a lot of units Blue Flame also almost done for the Terran player. He kind of needs that upgrade to fight his army though, because these Ravagers are getting a lot of kills. Cyclone's actually going down. Never what you want as Rookie. A ton of supply will go down for him. Meanwhile, Battlecruisers will get in the top left corner to bring down this archery. Immediate cancel for Ragnarok was probably the most clever choice. And these three Battlecruisers are just gonna be a big thorn on the side of Ragnarok for quite a while. Yamada Cannon, of course, also helping with fighting these Corruptors. In the end, Rookie desperately trying to find some damage, at least to the Crypt Tumors. Fungal Growth on one of the Battlecruisers will bring it down. And in the end, Rookie taking another not great engagement.
Yeah, and that's one of the great things about Infestors. They can lock those battle cruisers, lock down those mobile Cyclones and Hellions, and they're really, really useful for what composition that Rookie is going for.
And I have to say, I've rarely seen such a complicated composition to handle. We've seen Ravagers, Infestors, and Vipers being thrown in the mix. And we're gonna have some Ultras as well. Ragnarok getting very, very wild actually with his army composition. It's very unique.
Yeah, he's adding a lot of kind of different tech choices so that if he needs to, he can branch out to one side or the other. We see kind of a like for example, Ragnarok. He's gone for Infestors. Well, Rookie's gonna counter it by adding tanks. But then with Rookie adding tanks, he can. It looks like Ragnarok as adding the Ultralisk can add maybe some Ultralisk to tank in some of the tank shots and get on top of the mech army. But you do see that Rookie gotta be careful. Oh, nice fungal.
Oh my god, this is gonna be so dangerous. These Battlecruisers not jumping out yet, and both of them go down. Great play by Ragnarok. Now the engagement on the main army is gonna be a whole different matter. These tanks are sieged up, the Ravagers cannot really bring up the fight to them. This is not a cancel. The archery was killed by Rookie, but in the end, I feel like I just want to go into units lost. It's very rare for the Terran player to have equal resources lost as the Zerg at the 12-minute mark. And it has happened in this game. That's definitely not where you want to be as a Terran.
Yeah,
Even
for sure. Alright, we now see some kind of posturing by both players. Where's all the army? Okay, there we go. It's gonna go ahead and morph in 26 Banelings there. But this is a really nice tank spread by Rookie.
It is indeed a good tank split. In the end, Rookie will get the archery in the top left, and Ragnarok cannot really do too much with it. It looks like the tanks are gonna be leapfrogged forward next to the spine crawlers, and Ragnarok really needs to find a good engagement here. It's gonna be very hard. Banelings popping off right now, and it's time for Ragnarok to break this siege. How does he want to do that? It's a whole other matter. It looks like a surround is bound to come. Blinding clouds going on top of almost all of the tanks, and this Banelings gonna have an easy life, detonating on all of the tanks. Rookie gonna lose basically the whole of his army. Meanwhile, our bunch of tanks here in the bottom right will get another hatchery, we'll get a bit of Crypt Tumors, but overall Ragnarok once again getting a great engagement. He's gonna break off the siege, and these Vipers are gonna be very high on energy in just a little while. We don't see Shockwave for Rookie, we don't see Ghosts, this is Mech, and these Vipers are gonna get increasingly value over the game.
Yeah, I think one of the kind of the key answers against mech is those Vipers to abduct the tanks or do some blinding clouds on them. But I think Ragnarok, he's gonna need something else besides Roach and Ravagers to clean up this mech army. Maybe add in the Ultralisk. He's got the Ultralisk then, or maybe even add in some Broodlords. Although there are quite a number of doors to counter that, so I'm not sure if he should, but
yeah,
he's gonna have to decide soon.
Just neural those doors and fight the Terran army with Terran units.
Oh yeah, that's a
Yeah, he's getting neural right now, so That's my guess. He's gonna fight the Terran with Terran. The classic Zerg move. More infestors gonna be added up in the mix. These corruptors are gonna hit like a truck, by the way, with +3 air attack. One of the upgrades we rarely see. Ragnarok was keeping up with his air upgrades, so he will get this very strong power spike for his air units, but it's not gonna be easy to use it against these many Thors. And this Roach and Ravager army is really not gonna keep up with the Thors and the tanks. Ravager Piles actually getting a ton of damage. Rookie will need to be careful about it. These Thors are really getting into yellow and orange health right now.
Alright, we passed the 16-minute mark here. As we said in the beginning, man, this map has the potential to produce some really epic macro games, and it's looking like this is one of them.
How many Ravagers is that? We're looking at... Where are the Ravagers? 20 Ravagers. Okay, 20. That's potentially 20 per 60. Oh, man. It's potentially 1200 worth of corrosive bile damage just in those vials.
Yeah, we just saw that with the rocks.
Yeah. They just melted down. So this is a heavy damage army. It's like they deal so much damage that basically like tanks right now. They just pile and get the hell out of there. So yeah, here they come. Like look at these vials. Oh my god, those melting left and right. Ragnarok really bringing the siege to the sieged army of Rookie. Ravager's gonna dive a little bit too forward on these high ground. Both tanks are gonna go down as well as a Thor. These piles getting so much value for Ragnarok, getting very high tier units with just a bunch of spells. And these infestors sharking around in the middle of the map are well worth the price if they can get some crazy Neurals on top of the Thors.
Oh man, here we go, the Neurals.
Here they come. The Ravagers gonna fight on top of the Thors. This was a little bit of an unlucky mix of spells. Corrosive Bile, sorry, not Corrosive Bile. Blinding Clouds and Neural hitting pretty much the same units. But Ragnarok in the end is gonna have enough Ravagers to break this army apart. Both players suffering heavy losses, a lot of infestors and a lot of Ravagers going down like as Thors. So in the end, Ragnarok is gonna replace his units very quickly, but both players are kind of licking their wounds right now.
Yeah, I mean, it looks so promising though for Ragnarok with that flank, but unfortunately losing all those infestors, losing the Vipers, those are some high energy spellcasters that you don't want to lose, but with the bank that he has, he's going to replenish them no problem.
Same goes for Rookie, who's gonna take just a little bit longer to replace. Like one of the weaknesses of mech is that those units really take a while before they are done. So you cannot replace them super quickly. That's why you go for usually like 8 to 10 factories. I don't know how Rookie is doing about it. It's just 7 right now. So Rookie's gonna replace his units. It's gonna be a little bit behind in bank. But not for long. I feel like he's gonna get a lot of value out of this bottom right expansion if he's able to keep it alive. Planetary Fortress fighting against Banelings, and here they come, a big round of Banelings, but this Planetary Fortress will barely survive.
Oh man, just barely, man. I think if he just like was more decisive and just went on top of the Planetary, he might have gotten it, but a little bit of hesitation allows Rookie to repair the Planetary, and it survives.
If it wasn't for a Neo Steel upgrade for Rookie, this Planetary would have surely died, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Which is interesting. It's a very much underestimated upgrade in the late game. It's so important for Terran to get it, not forgetting in the late game stages, just to avoid these kind of scenarios. But right now, Rookie is bringing the fight back to Ragnarok. This actually is gonna go down. Not that it was one of the important ones for Ragnarok. It is already expanding here, like close to the natural of Rookie. That's really hilarious. but the fight is gonna be very hard for Rookie. Incredible blinding clouds here for the Zerg player. He's gonna force the whole army of Rookie to retreat right now, but these Vipers are out of energy now. Oh, these Infestors though getting crazy good in Neuroparasites. All of them are gonna go down. Ragnarok dropping in supply pretty heavily over here. I feel like I might overestimated his moves. Losing all of the Infestors again, not what you want to have.
Yeah,
These
isn't
Vipers are also very exposed. Both of them are gonna go down. Ragnarok, what are you doing, my friend?
Oh man, Rookie is just on top of it. I mean, I think Ragnarok has some nice ideas with those Infestors flank, but he just got nothing to protect them. Once the scan goes down, he can just pretty much take snipe off these the Infestors. So nice idea, but kind of poor execution there.
Yeah, those blinding clouds were eating great value, but I think he wasn't patient enough. Like, this matchup is all about patience, and Ragnarok has shown us that he doesn't really shine in that department.
Oh, but we do see a little transition switch there. Ragnarok transitioning into Ultralisk will take out a bunch of these tanks here on the right side, and potentially this planetary. The rest of the army are kind of retreating back to that base as they went back home earlier to defend against the Ravagers and Roaches. And yeah, this planetary goes down.
Actually, both of them are gonna go down probably. That's a very good transition by Ragnarok. As you were saying, those two bases were very important for Rookie. You can see in the income that his income has just dropped 2k from what he had before, just by losing these two bases. 25 SCVs will go down, a lot of fresh mules have died. Rookie is gonna replace these two bases with pre-existing commands, and actually is making another one over here. But it's not gonna be a great exchange for the Terran player at all.
Alright, little Ravager force here onto the left side, trying to take off do as much damage that they can. But in the meantime, we do see that the whole entire mech army is kind of gathering here on the left side, which means there's an opening here on the right once again for these Ultralisks. But this time around, there's going to be a bunch of Liberators to help defend against this.
Yeah, it looks like Ragnarok is going to lose a couple Atras basically for free. I'm actually surprised Rookie did not commit to kill these archery, having creep spread just outside the boundaries of his own bases. Not gonna be the greatest feeling for the Terran player, but Ragnarok struggling a bit in supply right here. I think he's start of Larva, I think? No, yes, 31. Why doesn't he replace his unit? He's probably deciding what to make.
Yeah, I think it's
Links.
because he does have a lot of minerals, but he doesn't have a lot of gas, so he's got to be smart in terms of what units he produces right now, making sure that whatever unit he produces, that it does do well against the composition of what Rookie has.
And what better units than Banelings, right? I think we're gonna see a big round of them in the near future, of course. Here comes a strike force of Cyclones and Elbats at the most outward base of Ragnarok. The Lings are not gonna bring the greatest fight to this, they're still gonna get a great surround. Meanwhile, Fungogros is gonna help with that. Pretty much all of the Zerglings that Ragnarok has made have died over here, and Rookie once again getting the supply lead. But the bank is there for Ragnarok. He can replace his lost supply. 40 more Zerglings on the way. Not the most larva efficient unit. If he doesn't make Banelings and get good trades out of that, he's gonna suffer from it. But of course, once you have 10 Broodlords, every meat in the ground army is gonna help you Broodlords stay alive. So it looks like another great engagement is gonna come over here by Ragnarok, just trying to buy some time for his Broodlords to be done. Here they are with a lot of Infestors, a lot of Vipers. This is gonna be a very complicated army to control, as we have seen so far. But so is the one of Rookie. Both players kind of getting into their air units. Ragnarok trading some supply to free up for Corruptors. And Spore Crawlers are dangerously close to the bases of Rookie.
Yeah, and this is what we call the slow Zerg push, making a bunch of Spore Callers, allowing them to help attack the air units with as along with the Vipers to abduct the battle cruisers or Liberators or Vikings, and then Broodlords just go ham, of course, with their Broodlings, while the Infestors with their, of course, very disruptive Neuroparasite.
We have seen Ragnarok get another base out of Rookie, this time with a lot of fresh mules gone down. Of course, orbital commands are in heavy numbers right now. It's not like it's gonna be the most difficult thing for Rookie to replace them, but I think there were like 10 fresh mules that have died or something like that, so it's a lot. Ragnarok playing it slowly, as you were saying, just making sure he has enough units. Of course, gas is gonna be an issue with his army, so he's gonna be trying to keep his units alive, which is not gonna be an easy task against these many Thors.
Yeah, I mean, both players are low in gas, so they can't afford to get any inefficient fights anymore from here on out. Now Ragnarok is actually going to take the 3 o'clock base, which will allow him to mine some additional gas. So I think that area, that base there, is going to be a hot point of contention for both players, as they want to get as much gas mined, as there are very little gas Vespene geysers left over.
And we've seen Ragnarok barely miss that parasitic bomb that would have get so many Vikings after the fungal growth. It's a complicated combo, but it's such a strong one. Ragnarok wasn't quite able to get it. He counts another push from Rookie on the top right. He's kind of refusing to fight the main army of Ragnarok, which is an interesting choice, since, of course, the army of Ragnarok is going to be very slow. He cannot really maneuver upwards to the one of Rookie. And this little strike force, 4 Thors, 3 tanks, actually 4 tanks, and a bunch of Hellbots are really posing a threat. Here, Ragnarok needs to make Banelings, Zerglings, Ultras, everything he needs to actually get us around on top of these Thors. Here they come, the fight has been brought to Rookie's army. It will go down, but Ragnarok will pay the price with a lot of his own supplies.
Meanwhile, Rookie's gonna get some few pot shots on these Broodlords, but with the Queens under them, we'll be able to transfuse them, no problem. And this time around, Ragnarok has control on the top side as well as the bottom side, as he does a slow push once again.
The bank is slightly in favor of Rookie right now. Ragnarok still needs to replace a lot of his own army. Rookie really looking strong in this game. All it takes at these late stages is to make one little mistake and everything has gone into the sink though. So Ragnarok and Rookie alike need to be very careful with their army units.
Yeah, but you know, I feel like it's okay for Ragnarok to be a little bit lower in supply, only because the kind of his army with all those spellcasters. So look at all those infestors; they're pretty much all in full energy.
Yeah, and the real problem is right now keeping those units alive, because his bank is nowhere near close. The one of Rookie, good Neros on top of these Thors, which are gonna bring the fight to their own doors. These bundles are crazy. Every single spellcast has been incredible for Ragnarok in this fight, but these Thors are now free. They're trying to fight the Corruptors, trying to fight the Broodlords. A bunch of Lings are getting on top of the Thors. Ragnarok getting a great engagement, but will it last? I'm not sure about that. Broodlords trying to end the last few Thors. These upgrades really kicking in for Ragnarok. He's gonna destroy these last few units, and it looks like the Zerg player has won the main fight at the 30-minute mark. He's gonna get on top of the production. These Corruptors can be turned into Broodlords. Rookie has the supply, has the bank, but he doesn't have the supply. It's gonna be very hard to keep his production structures alive. He needs one more round of units. 2 Thors are gonna come out very quickly, actually 3. He needs those to stay alive. Nero, go on top of them. And this is a disaster for the Terran player. Ragnarok showing his experience, Ragnarok showing his power. He's gonna destroy the main base of Rookie.
Yeah, and the swarm has finally commenced, and we should see a GG. And yep, GG. Ragnarok takes this epic game at number 1.
incredible game by both players. Really, so back and forth. Ragnarok doing a couple mistakes that could have cost him the game, but in the end, he won the most important fight of them all, and it was a great fight. To be honest, those spellcasting was just insane, really.
Yeah, and I think people got to realize that is really hard to do. Control all those spellcasters at the same time. That's a bunch of hotkeys that you gotta, maneuver around. And so, I mean, yeah, you gotta have really great mechanics. And Ragnarok there showing great mechanics that he has.
Yeah, just by looking in at the APM chart in the end, like Ragnarok was having 515 average APM, which is like the later the game goes, the harder it is for the APM to stay high, and those are sterile numbers of APM. Those are ringer numbers of APM. Like this is really really crazy high. Like it was a great performance by him. I really have to say. By Rookie played an insane game. Like Rookie was on top of everything up to a certain point. He just couldn't quite close out at the few latest stages, and he couldn't just have what it takes. He had a couple good ideas, but in the end, the engagements, the last few important engagements, were just too difficult for him to win against the army of Ragnarok.
Yeah, and I think I think for the most part, I think Rookie stayed on pretty much the same composition with the Thors and the tanks. Added in a little bit of Liberators at the end, but I think he needed something like Battlecruiser or something, because...
Oh, yeah, Battlecruisers as well. You need some kind of burst damage units. Like you want those knights, you want those Yamato cannons, you want those key units to go down immediately after you see them, and this army wasn't able to do that, and that's why Ragnarok could have got, like, even leapfrogging his neuroparasites on top of Thor's. He was just getting the upper edge pretty much every single time, and we've seen Rookie choose Submarine for this game. He doesn't want another 30 minutes long game.
Yeah, I mean, us casters might think differently, but it's pretty tiring to play a 30-minute game like that.
Yeah, of course. Like, I would love them to go the distance again, but they probably wouldn't want to. And why don't you start with introductions, my friend?
All right, sure. Here at the top left corner of the map, it is the blue Terran player from Team GP. It is Rookie.
In the bottom right hand corner, instead, playing for Alpha X, leading the series 1-0. This is the great Zerg alien from Korea. It is Ragnarok.
All right, so this map is actually pretty short distance. I forgot exactly the amount of seconds that it takes to get from one base to the other, but I feel like
37, 38.
Yeah, so things like Roach Push or something like that, it's very possible on this map. We'll see if Ragnarok decides to go aggressive and try to go for a quicker win compared to last game.
Yeah, also the lack of a ramp next to the natural also makes it a little bit easier to get into this natural. So yeah, it's a very proactive map, but a very hard one to break once you get on free bases. Like once you have enough units, it's very hard to break defenses on Submarine. But if you do not have those defenses, Submarine becomes a very aggro map. So yeah, I have to say this is probably my favorite map in the pool right now. It leads to the most interesting plays, the most interesting tactics and strategies. So I'm very looking forward to this right now.
Yeah, same here. We do see the first Reaper making its way across the map. We're gonna see if he can get some drones or any link kills here. But again, we see that fast third by Ragnarok once again.
This Reaper will probably just bring the fight to the lanes. It's gonna be 6 lanes out of Ragnarok, something that has become a little bit more popular after Dark started getting the 6 lanes into the Roach Warren in this matchup. So Ragnarok taking a page out of the Book of Dark. It's gonna get a fast Perdash, a fast Roach Warren, and a 6 lanes to keep up with the early defense.
Oh, and Ragnarok doing a really nice job preventing any scouting information. He's got his Lynx parked in the ramp area, the cliff area, where the Reaper can jump in and out. And he's got the Queen at the front to push it back as well.
So you decided to go for the inject over the Crypt Tumor. So my thought over here is that you were overall right. Once again, no Crypt Tumor, another inject. He doesn't want to connect his natural to the fur base. He wants the fur base only for production. He wants to get a ton of roaches. You were right, man. This is definitely a roach push.
Yeah, and I can't blame him. I mean, this map just really lends to... I mean, other than the map with the acceleration zone, I think this map is just one of those maps that,
Yeah.
you know, aggressive play is just more favorable. And I think Rookie scout. Yeah, he haven't scouted this yet, right?
Nope, he did not. He
Oh,
doesn't have any
man.
information about this. And here they come, the roaches waddling through alongside a couple of Ravagers. And look at this. A Banshee is going up for Rookie. Banshees are gonna be very important to this. But no tank is out. There is a bunker trying to go up, but it won't go up before this supply even goes down. So it's not gonna be a factor. Rookie supply block is gonna have just one Banshee to deal with this. But the Banshee won't come out on time. Aliens are going down. Ragnarok is in the main base of Rookie. He wants to end this fast, and he's certainly doing so. Ravagers are gonna bring L down Rookie, and Ragnarok is gonna take game number 2 very quickly.
Yeah. Not the 513 APM, but 437 nonetheless for that Roach Rush.
Yeah, you just didn't want to go the distance again. I feel like it's a good way to counter what Rookie was probably thinking to do this game. Just bring the aggression back to him, and I have to say I really enjoyed his decision over here. Of course, the game wasn't great, but I will go past that. I will try to go into their minds, and I really find it pretty beautiful the way Ragnarok is approaching the series.
Yeah, same here. I mean, changing it up. Last game going for kind of the standard long macro game, and then this one taking advantage of the map, going for a quicker win, and it's gonna keep Rookie guessing in the next game. See what is Ragnarok gonna go for the same aggressive timing, or if he's gonna go ahead and just play it long and standard.
Exactly for this reason, I like Rookie's choice of going onto Pillars of Gold, which is one of those maps in which you cannot really go to Nadi as the third player. There's a ramp to the natural. There is a pretty difficult way to enter into the main. A single tank can really shut down any kind of push. So Pillars of Gold, probably the best choice for Rookie. Also a great proxy map if he decides to go that route, but we will see.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of proxy shenanigans that happens on this map, for sure. All right, countdown has begun, and we're heading into potentially another 3 sweep. We'll see if Rookie has something to say about that.
That would be crazy. Like, I really felt like Ragnarok and Zaun were both the favorites, but nobody would have counted out Rookie and Breaking GG like 3-0 both series. Like, that's just absurdly optimistic for Ragnarok and Zaun fans, really.
Yeah.
I will start it out this time. Want to introduce very unlucky player in the top right and corner. Playing as the blue Terran, or Team Gunpack, or Team GP, as you like. It is Rookie.
And spawning here at the bottom left corner of the map, it is the red Zerg player from Team Alpha X, looking to close out the series. Can he do it? It is Ragnarok.
I'm curious to see if he will go for the Clash opener again. I really want to, if he does go for that, I really want to talk a little bit about it, because I feel like, as I was telling before, it's a very interesting way to approach the matchup, and I really find like it's very underestimated.
Yeah,
But we will.
yeah, we'll see. It's very possible. So looks like this time around, same opening from both players. It seems no proxies at the very least.
Yeah. And let's see if there is a 19 Overload out of Ragnarok. So basically you skip the 19 Overload and you drop drones out of gas at 60. Yes, we're witnessing at a Clash opener. Once you drop out of gas at 60, 2 drones out, 1 goes to the third. You're not gonna make the 19 Overload as you are seeing. Like right now, he's probably gonna take these drones out of gas and he's gonna start a third archery before the Reaper can really do too much. 6 lanes incoming, 27 out of 28 in supply. He's gonna get actually a fast link speed. Is not gonna drop drones out of the gas, but he's gonna be supply blocked right now. He's gonna start an overload. He's gonna skip the third archery that were blocked by the SCV and the Reaper. He's going for something a little bit more aggressive. It looks like it's not really a proper flash opener.
Oh, just barely getting this around here on the Reaper. But this Reaper with some nice maneuvering should be able to get out alive. Oh.
Oh, those things are so slippery.
I know, right?
They come out of those barracks like covered in butter or something. I don't know.
Like soap bar or something.
And Ragnarok, no third. No third at all. If I were a rookie, I would be really scared right now.
Yeah, he's like thinking possibly what is he going for? What is he doing right now? We do see that the link speed is about to be done, so Rookie will have to retreat his Reaper pretty soon if he doesn't want to lose that.
We've seen a very early lair here, 320. There's going to be some Nidus shenanigans. I've seen these overloads getting very weird spots, and I'm a little bit of a Nidus fan myself, as probably everyone in Alpha X knows. So we will see. I really feel like this is Nidus though. I get this itch when I feel like a Xur player is going to go Nidus, you know, like this little inside feeling.
It's like your spidey senses starts tingling.
Yeah, exactly.
Now there is a kind of an area like down below, I guess, kind of like a little statue area or something that is that Ragnarok can possibly throw down the Unites, but there are 2 Marines there on patrol, so he's doing a really nice job making sure that he has all vision of his map of his main base.
He really is. Right now, the lair is done. I don't think Ragnarok actually will start that Nidus right now. He's gonna go for a Spire. A quick Spire. Very interesting play. I didn't see the Extractors before, but it's indeed a good way to approach this matchup, going on 2 bases, getting a third afterwards, and then going to get a very early Spire. It's something that Su is doing very often lately. It's one of his favorite build orders this far. So I'm really expecting Ragnarok to bring a lot of aggression back to Rookie. While Rookie is playing a solid defensive game so far, not really trying to go for anything too crazy. The 5-minute mark has just passed, and we're not seeing too much aggression. They're just a bunch of aliens.
Oh, Liberator does sieges and the natural button right below the Spore Caller, so that will be taken down. Does get at least 1 drone, so, but that's certainly you don't want to lose the Liberator to just 1 drone.
He didn't see the Spire. Oh, that's sad. He just barely didn't see the Spire. That would have been huge. Like, that would have justified losing a Liberator.
Oh yeah, just barely out of the vision there. But Rookie does know that, or at least he can sense that there is something happening, because he did scout the late third base, as well as no drones on the third base when the Liberator sieged up there. So you should know that there is some type of play that's happening against him, whether it's Nidus or whether it's Mulus or something. So, and it looks like, yeah, he's got the sense he's throwing down a bunch of turrets down in preparation for it.
Yeah, that's probably the best thing you could do this far. Like, just preparing, I guess, anything. The mules are gonna come right now, just before the missile turrets can be done, but there are a bunch of marines ready at the third base. These mutas won't get much damage over here. So the question is now, will he double it up on mutas, or will he just keep a little strike first? Because those are two very different ways of approaching the Lin Bane Muta style.
Yeah,
What do
we
you think?
we see a lot of Zerg. That's a mind game that Zerg can have on a Terran player. They gotta find out whether it's a committed muleless attack, whether it's only just a Currently he only sees like 8 muleless. He's got to be wondering, is he producing more muleless behind this, or is he transitioning to maybe something else like a Hydralisk or Roaches? And he's gonna have to rely on scans for that because he doesn't have any any way of detecting. And it looks like he does finally see that there are more mules in the flock. So I think he should get some sense that this is a more committed muleless composition here.
Yeah, Ragnarok getting more mutas, getting the upgrades. He's now droning it up a little bit with his archery in the fourth being ready in just a little while. And of course, a lot of banelings and crit spread, which is interesting to say is gonna be the most important part of the game plan. Crit spread is everything in Lin Bane Muta. Literally everything.
Yeah. Ooh, there was a chance there whether Ragnarok was going to commit to that attack, but decides better. We'll wait until he has the surround here set up.
I would have committed and lost all my banelings, by the way. Wondering. So, Rookie, very good push. His Marines pre-split are gonna be a very big threat to the Mutas if they decide to dive on top of the tanks. But that's a lot of banelings out of Ragnarok. So this could still be a strong engagement. Mutas trying to find their way back to the tanks. Now fighting those Marines. Not the best thing they could do, but here comes the surround. Ragnarok will dive with his banelings and his Mutas. Tanks will go down immediately to the Mutas, but a bunch of units, a very important amount of banelings will go down, and these Marines will bring the fight to the fourth archery. Barely kept alive. Now these Mutas fighting Marines, not what Ragnarok would have wanted, but everything will be cleared right now, and Ragnarok will still be at 11 Mutas, which are actually a very scary amount right now. They are enough to kill a missile turret, they are enough to bring the fight to these Marines, and they can outrun basically everything. They're very bruised, but they're starting to take damage left and right, and that's where Mutas really shine. They start to get really scary. Once Rookie loses a single engagement, those Mutas can rampage through his production.
Yeah, and don't forget the Mulus has +1 air attacks weapon, so each attack does do some extra damage there to those Marines. And now Rookie he had to basically turtle up, knowing that there are Mulus out there. He can't really drop, so he's gonna have to just turtle up a bit, rebuild his army. And actually adding in some doors, which I like, is a door. Adding even a single door makes it really hard for the Mulus to engage.
It is indeed a good transition for Rookie. His Infestation Pit is gonna bring Ragnarok to Hype Tech, and that's where things will start to matter. This is gonna be another very long game. Ragnarok double expanding, and both players really macroing it up, even though Rookie is quite behind in that regard.
Oh man, not paying attention there. Rookie loses the turret. Will lose additional 5 SCVs. I think he was a little bit focused on the clearing up the creep in the middle of the map. But combat shield does get denied there.
It was concussive shells.
Oh no, yeah, concussive shells. My bad, my bad.
Concussive shells still a very
Yeah.
important upgrade, especially against those banelings. This style, it's really weird to think about it, but with this style of Lin Bane Muta, Ground Army is insanely important for the Zerg player because he cannot really afford to lose much. He needs to get better engagements, and right now with +3/+3 almost ready to kick in for Rookie, that concussive shell timing would have been insanely good. Right now, Rookie struggling a little bit. He cannot really push on top of creep. He's a little bit scared. Pillars of Gold, it's a very good Zerg map in regards of engagement points and places where the Zerg player can fight. And Ragnarok is doing a great job of keeping up where the Terran army is. His Widowmine is dangerously close to the Mutas. Okay.
He does see it. Alright, Hive about 75% done. That will allow Ragnarok to have access to those kind of tier 3 units. But in the meantime, before he can get into that, he's got to make sure he doesn't die to this. Gonna go ahead and engage with a few batch of his Ling and Banelings. We'll clear out the front lines. And here we go, he's going for another dive here. But it's off creep.
Ooh. That wasn't looking great for Ragnarok after a very good first half of the fight, triggering those Widowmine shots. Right now, Ragnarok just running in circles a little bit with his Banelings, and his Banelings will get on top of the Widowmines and top of everything. Rookie has, these were great connections, but right now Ragnarok really badly needs to set up a surround. These armies starting to split. Thors are gonna be a very big issue to these Mutas. His archery is very low. Here comes this around. But the army of Ragnarok, I don't really feel like it's strong enough. The Banelings need to go in the front, need to go on top of everything. Here they come, moving through the army of Rookie. Both players losing so much, but Mutas going down, Banelings going down. It looks like Rookie will go past his army of the Zerg player, will get the 4th archery, and will get a great trade.
What a split there by Rookie there. A lot of the Thor and Marauders tanking a lot of those Banelings hits. And now Ragnarok is on the back foot. He lost the base and might even lose another base here on the left side, 9 o'clock position. And Ragnarok just scrambling to make any units to help clean this up. But I mean, overall supply tells it all. 168 overall supply for Rookie versus the 109 of Ragnarok.
Looks like Rookie will get this game right now. He will back off for the time being. But 2 archeries down, the main army of Ragnarok gone. No larva at the ready right now. It really means Ragnarok is in a bad spot.
Yeah, and all those even all those bunch of medevacs survive, so that's gonna really make these bio units much stronger. He's gonna go ahead and try to go into this right side. Let's see what does Ragnarok got. He has a bunch of Ling and Banelings here. Will this be enough to clean this up though? I mean, army supply tells a different story. It's gonna be really difficult, I feel, for Ragnarok to clean this up.
I really feel like Rookie is playing it slowly, just like he should. He's playing a great game. These Banelings not gonna get great connections. The Widowmine though, gonna get so many kills basically for free. Rookie will keep on pushing on top of Creed. This base is the last bastion of Ragnarok. If he loses it, the game is gonna be gone in an instant. The GG will be called. He needs to keep it alive. Marauders and Thors tanking so many Baneling shots. No surround whatsoever for Ragnarok. He's gonna commit on top of everything. Leans on top of the Thors. Banelings trying to go past. But no Banelings are with the main army anymore. And this cute little move by Rookie, saving the Thor once again. Great moves. Rookie will get game number 3.
Yeah, just a really great micro there by Rookie. I feel like Ragnarok could have defended it the first big push, but I think running into those, I mean, first of all, the great split by Rookie, but then also kind of engaging a little bit on the off the edge of the creep. So yeah, that was not the smartest decision there by Ragnarok, and that cost him the game, I feel.
By the way, 550 APM right now. So.
All right, let's go ahead and show our viewers here. As you can see, that is quite the APM.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, Limben Muta is an APM intensive army, but gosh, 550, that's a lot.
Yeah, that is quite a lot. I mean, if only I had that amount of APM.
If I had that, I will still be bad. we're going on Ice and Chrome, so I'm expecting another kind of a big macro match. Ice and Chrome could be very deceptive though, because it's a great proxy map. There are a lot of great positions in which you can proxy stuff. But will Rookie bring his lifeline to a proxy game? Huh, not too sure about that.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell because there's a lot of I'll say a lot of decisions that goes into going into a kind of a game where if you lose, that's it. You're it's pretty much over. Compared to a game like maybe the first game where it's like, oh, I could try out a little build that I don't practice too well and maybe a little bit of a cheeky play and see how it goes. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. All right, you want to go ahead and do the honors of introducing our first lovely player?
Why not? We're starting in the bottom left-hand corner with the blue Terran player just winning the first game of the series, trying to win 2 more and get into the finals. From Team Gompek, Rookie.
And spawning at the top right corner of the map, he is the red Zerg player representing Team Alpha X. He is Ragnarok. Alright, so Ice and Chrome. First of all, I love the... I don't know about you, but I like the kind of the snowy looking maps.
Yeah. The snowy maps are the best maps in the history of StarCraft. Like, do you remember Fracture?
I think just barely, yeah.
Yeah, it's my favorite map ever. Like, I love that map. It is a snow map as well. It had a long corridor next to natural. It was a fairly short map, but I really felt like it was bringing the best visuals of StarCraft through. And this map is basically doing the same, really. Unlike Winter's Gate, which was a good-looking map, but wasn't the best snowy map. I really liked it, though.
Yeah, I mean, I like the snowy look. I mean, the snow effect as well, and also usually those maps are very bright, so it's pretty good for observing games instead of compared to like darker maps where it's a bit harder.
Yeah, it's true. Like maps like Defora, like Automaton, those were like pretty difficult to custom. I
Yeah.
do remember. Ragnarok will save his drone next to the third base with an extractor, since the Reaper was threatening it, and we'll wait a little bit now. Oh, okay, no third yet. Another extractor. Yeah, Rookie doing a good job at keeping Ragnarok from getting a third.
Yeah, this time is actually going to be a little bit of a different build. Opening up with 4 Lings instead of 6. Not going for the early third, going for more of a standard timing third. So,
No Roach Warren as well. It's really mixing.
I don't think the Roach pushes on this map is that strong, I feel. It's quite long of a pathway.
Yeah, especially with these rocks in the middle blocking the weakest path. It's kind of difficult. It is true that the natural is pretty wide. That makes it a little bit better for the roaches. But yeah, it's just not that great of an aggro map.
Yeah.
Better off like macroing it up. It's a little bit like Trident from the last map pool. It is risky to move through the map, and it's oftentimes not good to do it early on. I feel like this map is even riskier than Trident.
Oh, how so?
I really feel like there are a bunch of spots that there are not as many chokes as Trident, but there are so many rents that are so dangerous because they can lead to many units being there. So it's even more dangerous, especially against Terran. So yeah, that's my feeling.
Yeah.
Personal, not necessarily true.
I guess the more openings, the harder it is to kind of wall off against any like failing run bys or something. You gotta worry about 2 or 3 entrance points.
which are like very far apart. So you really rely a lot on army positioning on this map, which makes it one of those maps in which players either go for something very aggressive due to the lack of will to go the distance, or they basically posture for the whole game.
All right, we're gonna see Rookie Reaper will jump into a flock of lings. We'll have to get out of there. I'm actually surprised it survived. I thought it was gonna get killed. But yeah, let's see what's up with these guys. What are they going for? It looks like Ragnarok is going for the Baneling Nest. Actually getting Burrow. What do you think about this play?
Whoa! What is this? Burrow? Maybe it's for Baneling's mines? I don't know.
Oh my god, if we see Burrow Baneling mines throughout this map, I mean...
If there is one map in which you can do that, it's Eisenchrome, but is it good? It probably is not.
Yeah, I mean, you don't see this very often, people going for Burrow Baneling mines. First of all, it's really hard to execute. You gotta make sure that you gotta kind of count your luck on Terran moving to the area at which your Banelings are burrowed. Also, it's an investment, so... You know, if there's any aggressive type of pushes, then you might be fall a bit behind. So sometimes it just comes down to a bit of luck with this build.
Yeah. Ragnarok sending a bunch of links at the watchtower. You will catch the army of Rookie splitting over here, while the rest, oh my god, these links running a little bit too forward. Baneling speed is not done yet. Rookie will at least creep spread away from him, and a bunch of Marines will die to a couple Banelings. But Rookie denying so much creep with +1/+1 Marines.
Oh, and the Burrow Baneling plays have commenced. Oh man, let's keep an eye out on this. So close. Okay. Well, is he paying attention? Oh my god, it just barely skiing by.
Alright. Like, this is so tense. They were so close to it, and yet so far.
I know. I mean, if they blow up, if they go do the really big blow up play, I think we got a contender for play of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. Like yesterday, we had some great plays from Special and Patience, but this will absolutely nail it. Okay, great surround from Ragnarok. Is gonna split his lanes. Gonna be still a good move from Rookie to decide and go out. So mines and Burrow mines. All right, good move by Ragnarok. I really like it. Detonate those Banelings. And have you seen Ragnarok moving the Banelings just slightly to the right?
Oh yeah. That's a good adjustment there.
Yeah. He's getting there, guys. He's getting there.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I don't know if Rookie is gonna walk through there again, but it would be lovely. Okay, Rookie getting in the top right side is gonna go straight into the main. Actually, that's already pretty surprising. The army of Ragnarok is already moving there, but here comes the drop. These Marines will bring the fight to the Spore Coolers. A lot more Marines to get in there, but it looks like the Lings are gonna get a good fight. Maybe not good enough. Right now, Rookie sending even more Marines into the fight. So many Zerglings going down, as well as Marines. It looks like Rookie is sacrificing so much of his own supply for this. He's setting up Widow Mines here on creep, but was it worth? I really don't think so.
Well, at least he did get one of the Baneling bombs at the because some of the reinforcements was walking up. He did get the one.
No. Oh my god, have you seen the army of Rookie going past the Baneling bomb? That would have been the perfect moment.
Oh my god, he's retreating. Come on. Oh no. Oh man, he's splitting. Oh my god.
It is still great for Ragnarok though. Like, he's still getting a great engagement. Right now he's retreating. This is perfect. Oh!
We finally got it.
What a move by Ragnarok. That would have been even greater if it would have been in the beginning of the fight, but Ragnarok will get a great Banelin bomb and destroy half of the army of Rookie, forcing him to back off for the time being, while Ragnarok is setting up a big run by and is getting his eye.
Oh, unfortunately for Ragnarok, there is a drop coming, so that will alert Rookie that there is a kind of a Bangling. Oh, actually, he might miss it just barely. Oh no, actually he's in the path.
Yeah, it's in. Okay, Ragnarok is on Hive Tech, he's getting Adrenal Glands, he's getting another base. He's really getting to that stage of the game in which the Zerg players kind of get out of control. Right now, Ragnarok is also well positioned with his queens and a drop. Oh, goodbye drop. Will go down immediately. And Rookie is pushing on the other side. Meanwhile, Ragnarok deciding to go for the Rhyme, but there are two Widowmines, a wall off. Oh, this is awful for Ragnarok. Banelings will be destroyed by the Widowmines. These lanes will never get a good fight. Meanwhile, Rookie keeping the creep outside of the upside of the map. Great moves by Rookie, but Ragnarok still fairly ahead right now.
Wow, he's actually diving in some additional links right behind the attack, and it's going to actually force Rookie to kind of retreat his army that he had in the middle of the map. And but luckily for Rookie, he does close up the supply depot at the Natural. We'll be able to buy some time for the Bio army to catch back up and clean this up. And that's a lot of lanes going down though.
Yeah, I mean Ragnarok is still buying so much time for him to get his key units. A couple Vipers are getting out right now. The 3-3 upgrades are soon to kick in. But I still want, yeah, here I was telling exactly that. I was wanting him to drop down the Ultra Cavern because he needs some higher tech units. And I feel like there is nothing better than an Ultra Cavern right now for him.
Yeah, you can only rely on Ling and Banelin for so long, right? You gotta...
Yeah.
Oh no! He scans the Burrow Banelings. I guess he's like, fool me once, shame on me, but actually fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me, and he does not fall for it. So some nice scan ahead of play there.
Slow push from Rookie with the Liberators. Ragnarok trying to set up a surround, a flank with his Linbane. His army is very strong right now. Rookie pre-splitting his army. Baneling's coming down, clashing on everything. Rookie trying to desperately split these attacks on the Liberators. Will keep the army of Ragnarok from going down. And this engagement has gone the distance for Ragnarok. The army of Rookie melts down. Even with these Widowmine shots, nothing Rookie can do. 90 supply of Terran Bio. Gone in an instant.
Oh my god, that was so much Banelings. God damn, that's like... That was pretty crazy.
This is looking bad for Rookies. Now defending here at the third base, but that's so much Zerg. Ragnarok just trying to swarm with everything. +3 is soon to be done. Adrenal Glands is already done. And look at his Zerglings in... Yeah, come on. I wanted to see the +3. Well, Ragnarok will get game number 4 and will advance into the finals to meet Zaun and see who's gonna be crowned as the champion. Great games by our Zerg player. So now it's time for the finals. What are your thoughts about it?
Well, I think we kind of... I mean, if you were to ask us our prediction in the beginning of this event, we would say probably Ragnarok and Zaun in the finals. And we do have it. We have Ragnarok, both Ragnarok and Zaun advancing to the finals, playing it out, duking it out. It's going to be a ZVP here. I would say, this is going to be a tough one because, you know, both of them are Alpha X players. Yeah. I want to root for both players. So, I mean, either way, I feel like it's a win-win for at least for me because, you know, both of them are from the same team. and I'm just hoping that it will be some great games.
Yeah, it's a great matchup overall. Like those two players, of course, are playing the same team. They played against each other many times, so it's gonna be an interesting round to see some mind games, some experimentation, and it's a best of seven. Like it's the true heart of StarCraft here in best of sevens. So I'm excited. I'm really excited. And by the way, guys, don't forget to make an account, drop a follow. We're gonna bring much more content on this channel. Of course, we are already starting it out with this new platform, which is a great new addition to our events. So make sure to drop a follow. Stay tuned because we're gonna bring many events here.
Yeah, and we wouldn't have all these amazing events without our lovely sponsors. So I just want to go ahead and give them a little bit of a shout out. And let's go ahead and check out Cramo. We do have a little bit of a short clip here to see what Cramo is all about. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this little short clip.
My name is Rushy, and thanks for watching our StarCraft 2 content brought to you by Alpha X. Productions like this are made possible by support from our sponsors, like Cramo Company, the maker of men's grooming products designed with good uncommon scents, like bourbon and oak. It's a smooth, lively scent designed by Cramo's scent experts with a layered blend of distillers' spices, bourbon, and white oak. It's just one of the many uncommon scents you can experience in Cramo body wash, body bars, barber-grade shampoo, and their new antiperspirants and deodorants. Check out their sponsor quest to learn more about Cramo, or look them up at cramocompany.com. Thank you for supporting Alpha X, and thank you for considering checking out our awesome sponsors. Now, let's head back to the action.
All right, and we are back. Countdown has begun as we head into Death Aura as our first map of this best of 7 finals.
That's quite the map, to be honest. Like Death Aura, pretty crazy, especially in this matchup. I really feel like you were telling this before. We were talking about the roach pushes on this map and on Submarine, and you told that basically these acceleration zones in the middle makes for great tools, especially for units such as roaches and ravagers, since you can bile down units that try to chase you, and you can basically upkite them. That's probably the only thing roaches can't do that properly, which is kite, and they can do very good on these acceleration zones while getting on the other side of the map very fast.
Yeah, for sure. But we also know that Protosses can definitely go for cannon rushes, and that's exactly what we're getting. I think we need Xenodactyl. He always comes through.
Yeah. He's probably around here. He's probably smelling the cannon rush. Yes, these how are they called? Those dogs that smell mushrooms.
What?
Yeah, it's like that. Like he can smell the cannon rush coming.
Oh yeah.
He's probably around here somewhere. And if he's not, he's probably dreaming about it.
Oh yeah, for sure. And here we go. Looks like the first pylon will be dropped down. He's gonna have to get another wall off. Come on, get the wall off. Nice wall off in time.
Ragnarok not really respecting the chance Sound was going for this. He's gonna be bunch of pylons. Here comes the photon cannon, walled off by another photon cannon. So Ragnarok trying to bring more drones on top of them. Actually immediately cancelled. He's taking a third. I'm actually thinking about how he will react to this. So Death Aura is a kind of a weird map because those photon cannons cannot really get much than the natural. Like they are pretty far from the main. They're not gonna get into the extractors. And we see down only with one probe, not stealing the gas. So right now, I'm really thinking, what is the plan from Zaun? Because he's 100% gonna try to go for something aggressive after this, right?
Yeah, I mean, he did deny the hatchery, the natural, and he didn't really have to invest too much, right? He initially did invest a lot because he had to make all those pylon wall-offs, but he was able to cancel them. Only left the pylon and the cannon, so not too much of an investment. and that has allowed him to actually expand pretty early. So I would expect him to possibly follow up with an aggressive push, maybe even follow up with the Glaive Adepts, because he's gonna, the natural of the Zerg is gonna be pretty late, so he can kind of shade back and forth pretty easily.
I really agree with that. Like, that's probably the best call possible to make for Zaun right now. Like, getting these Glaive Adepts right out after the deny of the natural with the Cannon Rush will be pretty much devastating for Ragnarok, because yes, he's probably not gonna have as many drones in the natural as he has in the third, and the third is gonna be a little bit harder to defend to the Glaives. Of course, this Spinecrawler is going to help, but yeah, we see the Talon Council. I think you're 100% right, my friend.
Yeah, and we should see the Robotics Bay or Robotics Facility placed down there, and we do see it.
But right now, something is crossing my mind though. What if it's Dark Templars?
Oh, that actually could be pretty nice too, because he is gonna. You would imagine that the lair will be a bit later because of the later hatchery. Oh, I don't know, maybe. But he's already throwing down some Spore Callers, so I don't know. Okay, it looks like, yeah, it's gonna be Glaives. So
Glaives.
yeah. Although you could, I mean, I've seen some Protoss actually follow up Glaive with Dark Templar. So
it's one of the new ways Zest is doing it, because even Zest is sick of his own build. So yeah, everyone is sick of this build. Please stop playing that. I can't stand this anymore.
like, when will this nightmare end?
Yeah, it's just too strong. Like, it has become basically the new Arcane Drop, really.
Yeah, pretty much.
But it's even stronger and more annoying, and forces the Zerg player to actually have a reaction to it and not just play normally.
Yeah. And let's see what, I mean, Ragnarok does have a Spinecrawler at the third, so that should help at least somewhat against the Adept attack.
Yeah.
But his natural and his main is pretty bare.
It's the 5 gates variation that's +1 on the making as well for Zaun. If this goes like really long, that upgrade can become very, very important, especially once Immortals start to become part of the action. Like, that upgrade, trust me, that +1 upgrade this early is gonna matter. I'm certain of it.
And we do see the first initial 5. Oh, it gets into the natural. There's pretty much no defense here. There are a bunch of queens, but they're gonna be pretty slow in terms of bouncing back and forth.
And another shade will go into the main. Only a couple of deaths will survive. There's still gonna be enough to grab a couple more drones killed. And here, in the third, the Spinecrawler is helping, but it's not really helping enough. Zaun may look behind in supply, but he's ahead in workers. He's gonna be having his key units out in a moment. And right now, Adepts are fighting against Lynx next to the Warp Prism. Roaches cannot get there. And Zaun, for now, will retreat and just send a few handful of Adepts into the main, ready to strike again, as we've seen him do against Breaking GG.
Yeah, meanwhile, he is he's building up that Mortar Force. He's getting his +1 upgrades. So he should be attacking pretty soon after this as well. But the Adept harass commences still. Additional 5 workers. Let's see how many total workers has gone down. 17 total workers has gone down for Ragnarok.
Let's not forget all of these have started with a Cannon Rush, so everything is a little bit delayed basically for both players. But right now, +1 ground weapons is soon to be done, Blink is soon to be done, the first Immortal is out? Where is it? Okay, here it is. The first Immortal is out. Zaun is really getting to a powerful army composition, but Ragnarok, he won't stand idle. Spire transition coming from the Zerg player.
Yeah, I'm not sure this is going to be effective for Ragnarok because Zaun already went for the Blink upgrade, which will help against the Mulelist. Plus, once the worst time for a Mulelist transition is when the Protoss is going for a big timing attack. And that's exactly what I feel Zaun is going to go for soon, because he's going to have his dirt base established. He's got a bunch of sentries. He's going to warp in a bunch of stalkers. And I feel like he's going to attack right when the the Mulus is about to be in production.
Yeah, that's a very aggressive approach from Ragnarok. One that you cannot really afford, as you were saying. Like, if Zaun decides to go all in right now, it's gonna be very, very hard for Ragnarok to do anything about it.
Yeah. Now, on the other hand, if Zaun does stay back and just chill, then it could be pretty good for Ragnarok. He can fly, try to fly his Mulus and try to get some damage. Now he is sending Hallucinated
knocked
Phoenix to scout. Will he
Yeah,
see
it
it?
is gonna be important. Will he see it? Yes, he will. Like, these Hallucinated Phoenix not gonna die to the Queens. They will get the scouting of the Spire. They will also get that the Spire is upgrading. So he basically knows that these mutas are gonna be a pretty huge commitment, not gonna be the usual 5 you see in this matchup. And there's a Robo Bay for Zaun, which is possibly the worst thing you can have against mutas. Last two is almost, well, he's halfway through, and Blink is already done. So Stalkers are gonna be a big part of defending against this, but let's see what Ragnarok can get with these mutas. He's trying to fight on top of the Stalkers, one of them is already going down, blinking backwards, but in the end, a couple of them will fall nonetheless. Ragnarok not really getting much but map control right now. Stalkers falling left and right though, not the greatest thing. The shield battery is finally done over here, too far for these Blink Stalkers to actually use it. No probes have fallen yet. There is a photon cannon over here as well. More Stalkers are joining the battle over here. But overall, all Ragnarok got was Stalker.
Yeah, really nice defense there. Was able to just barely get the cannon and shield batteries in time. Suffered a little bit of a few losses of Stalkers, but for the most part, no huge economic damage. And he might actually go ahead and go for a counterattack soon once he push these Mulus back.
Which is gonna happen pretty soon, as he's getting to a critical mass of Stalkers right now, blinking forward. Let's all remember, mutas are a very expensive unit. That's not the most efficient unit ever. So losing these mutas one after the other is gonna be a big blow to Ragnarok's army overall. You may be fooled by the supply right now, but the army of Ragnarok is not that strong. It's just a bunch of mutas and a bunch of roaches and maybe 20-25 lanes, something around it. So the army of Zaun can easily win a head-on engagement, and blinking on top of these mutas is really proving this. Right now, Ragnarok really committed to this attack. The world is open. Links in the main, links in the natural, links everywhere. That's not what you want, Zaun. But he's actually committing on the other side. He wants to get this archery. He wants to go for the base trade. Is this a good idea? I'm not too sure about it. Roaches and lanes getting into the economy, into the pylons, probes fighting the lanes. But in the meanwhile, Zaun is destroying Ragnarok's bases on the other side of the map. A full-on base trade. Zaun is trusting his army, is trusting that he will not lose the game, he will not lose the base trade. And meanwhile, this third base from Zaun is getting insanely reinforced by photon cannons and shield batteries. A bunch of probes are trying to escape the base of Zaun, and none will survive. What you have is what you get, Zaun. But Ragnarok, the same can be said for you, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to get pretty tight. I mean, considering how he did recognize that he could not win up a straight fight. So I think it was a really great, smart decision to go for the base trade, especially since he's on Mutalist tech. But there is still one base that is so... Oh my god, look at all those cannons and shield batteries.
Yeah.
That is going to be pretty...
Oh, Shibari overcharge. Last pylon, and yeah, here it goes. Down. I think Ragnarok is gonna win this thanks to this expansion here in the top left and this other extractor. Zaun couldn't have any probes survive, I think. Oh, wait a second, the War Prism is saving a bunch of probes. Zaun has a lot of minerals, he can easily remake a Nexus. Here it is, not gonna be exposed from Ragnarok again, and well, this is getting very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know how strong Mulus can be in base trades, but look at the army of Zaun. Does he have enough to kind of split his army to take down that last hatchery, and as well as the extractors, and then also defend his Nexus? He's gonna actually leave his stalkers behind on this Nexus to make sure it survives. Let's see how many units, how many Mulas is that? That's 23 Mulas against 21 stalkers.
And as much as I like Guardian Shield as an ability, Guardian Shield doesn't help against Zerglings. So Zaun losing. Oh, goodbye Nexus.
Oh no, Zaun was distracted. He was not able. He had enough minerals to make additional buildings, but he was just
Yeah.
distracted. Oh my god.
It had all of them in all the probes were in the warp prism, but then Nexus went down so fast.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's 23 Mulas taking down one Nexus.
Oh my.
Oh man,
That's a bad way to lose this game. Like,
yeah,
he-
that was.
probably not really happy.
I wouldn't be happy. It was his games to lose. Zaun was pretty much gonna win that game. He had more probes left over. He had a better army overall. Yeah, I think it was just his game to lose, and he let it slip.
It's a little bit sad, to be honest. Like, yeah, I felt like he was having the upper edge pretty much the whole time. So yeah,
Yeah, especially since that opening, the cannon rush opening.
yeah. The Glaive that's doing a lot of damage, but once again, a lot comes down to experience, and Ragnarok is a very experienced player. In these difficult scenarios, it's very hard to outmaneuver a veteran. It's very hard to outsmart a player that has been through a lot of these scenarios. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get some water. I mean, right now while our game is loading, because I'm
All right.
really needing of a refill. So I'm gonna be back in just a minute. Sorry for this.
All right, no
I'll be
problem,
back.
no problem. All right, while he's getting a water break, let's go ahead and just introduce our players in the meantime, as the game has started. Let's go ahead and update the scoreboard 1-0 in favor of Ragnarok. All right, here, spawning at the bottom left corner of the map, hailing from Team Alpha X, it is Zaun. And also hailing from Alpha X is the red Zerg player with a... Oh, sorry. Thank you. Thank you, Sushi. It is a best of 7, of course. Hailing from Team Alpha X is the red Zerg player. It is Ragnarok. And yep, this is correct. This is the final, so it is a best of 7. Now, I believe, actually, I'm just gonna go ahead and, because there's not anything happening so far that I can see, I'm just gonna quickly turn over to the Liquipedia page and just make sure that I got this right. Let's see here. The prize pool is $60 for the first place prize, so definitely want to get that in. And welcome back to the cast.
Yeah, sorry,
Nothing happened, so you're good.
Nice. I was just like, I drink a lot in the morning. Like here is we started at 7 a.m. here in Italy, so I was like basically just dropped out of bed, and like I usually drink about 2 liters of water once I wake up, and I just went past my first one, so I really needed the second one.
I see. Well, to be fair, I mean, yesterday you casted for like over 5.5 hours, so if anyone deserves some water, it's you, my friend.
Thank you, man. Thank you very much. It was a really fun cast yesterday, though. Like I had a ton of fun having so many of you guys here, dropping follows left and right, as you should do now. By the way, guys, make sure to drop a follow. So many events incoming from Alpha X here on Trovo, on Twitch, on Africa, everything you will wish you can see. Sue, Stats, Dream, Dark, Patience, every single top player is gonna be here anytime soon, guys. So make sure to drop a follow and stay tuned with us to see more great events like this final Zaun versus Ragnarok, which is already great by the way. Game 1 was a blast.
Yeah, that was a really close game. Let's see if Zaun can tie it up. So far, what's the tech he's going for? He's going for the Twilight Council once again. And it seems like it's going to be a bit of a deja vu.
Yeah. Been in this place before. Iron on the street, and I know it's my time to go. I swear I can sing better than this, but come on. No one wants to see us a singing stream while watching StarCraft. Like,
or do they? No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Nobody wants to hear me or Akon sing, I guess.
I actually sing, man.
Oh, you do? Okay. No.
Yeah.
All right. Let me correct that. Nobody want to hear me sing.
Alright. I swear I will do something. Like I will sing something. Like if anyone drops like, I don't know, like $10 right now, I swear I will sing them a song.
Or maybe we get reach a milestone of followers here on Trovo.
Oh, okay. Also, that if we reach like, how many followers do we have right now? Like,
I don't
I
know.
think it's about 70 right now. Like in the viewers alone, just in the viewers. If we reach like, let's say 85, I will sing the first song Vindicta tells me to sing.
Ooh. I wonder what song Vindicta has in store.
Yeah, I wonder too, actually. So, which variation of Glaive Adepts is this? Is the 4 gates one. So, Zaun will look to keep his Adepts close together, otherwise he won't have enough forces to split them. Let's see how he approaches this game. Another round of Adepts is coming. Zaun is actually supply blocked. That's probably the worst enemy of this kind of Glaive Adepts builds. But he's actually trying to commit on top of the ramp. He cancels the Shade, fighting with the Roaches right now. Not the best fight he can take, but Zaun doesn't really want to lose too many Adepts. 9 Roaches incoming from Ragnarok, who's gonna be having a ton of defenses. So Zaun will eventually need to back off. It's gonna be so many Roaches coming out of that archery. Zaun, don't go there. Oh, well, he needs to commit to the Shade right now, and it's not gonna be an easy Shade to commit into. So many links, so many Roaches already getting there. The fight is getting in favor of Zaun for the time being, but more Roaches are incoming. A lot of links have gone down. 8 drones, have gone into the scene for Ragnarok. Zaun, somehow, he's doing it. 15 drones down, and this has been a great Glaive Adept timing for the Protoss player. Wow.
That build.
That's cool. Yeah, this build is yuck. But yeah, Zaun will get a well-deserved victory here. I was really, oh my god, Ragnarok, no scream, please. Ice Gogo. We're gonna go on Ice and Chrome, and as I was saying, like, it was really crisp from Zaun. Ragnarok was looking good, he had a ton of Roaches, but then again, it is weird to say, but Zerglings are too important to deal with this Adept's timing, and you lost way too many to the first Shade.
Yeah, I mean the first Shade the first Shade into the natural, he kind of tucked himself behind around the mineral area, so the links couldn't get this around as well. So it's getting really great trades, and that map, the bases are pretty far away from each other, so it makes the Adept Glaive timing attack really strong.
It's basically almost balanced around it, because otherwise it will be too strong of a Zerg map, since like there's plenty of open spaces.
Yeah.
It's a good map. It's a good map. I had mixed feelings about it some time ago, but I have to admit that it surprised me. It's a pretty solid map. And so is Eisenchrome, and so are these two players. I want to start introducing the blue Protoss in the top right hand corner. He plays for Alpha X, hailing from Korea. It is Zaun.
And spawning at the bottom left corner of the map is the red Zerg player, hailing from Korea, representing Team Alpha X. It is Ragnarok. Alright, I would ask you what your prediction of builds for Zaun is, but I think it's pretty clear.
I would love him to go Stargate, to be honest, but yeah, it's not gonna happen. I will absolutely love him to go Stargate. I think Chrome is a great map for Stargate. It's a very solid map to go into free bases and just try to macro it up from there. But Glaive Adept is just way too strong to just skip entirely, especially so early into the series.
Yeah, and so far, so far I feel like if there was a game in which, because this map, they're both tied to 1-1, but if there was a kind of a game to kind of change it up and go Stargate, I think this would be a great one to go for.
Yeah, it's true. I agree.
So you keep yourself like unpredictable throughout this long 7-game series.
Yeah. Okay. Warp Gate started immediately. It's not gonna be Stargate. You usually wait a little bit before you get Warp Gate if you want to get into Stargate. So it's gonna be a Twilight Council, guys. First, yeah, here it is.
Oh wow! I just noticed look at the Cybernetic Core has this little spinning thing here.
Oh, you didn't know?
Is that the new skin?
Yeah, it's the new skin.
Okay, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, the Brutus ones are very, very good. Like, every single one looks great, to be honest, but the Brutus one are just very, very clear.
I might have to get myself one of those war chests. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Glaives. Like, it's obviously Glaives. Like, 100 gas, and
and
is it a Dark Shrine?
Dark Shrine? I think so. Yep. Oh wow!
It did mix it up in the end.
Okay, I like this.
Alright. I like this a lot.
Yeah, same here.
Like Arcane drops overall. Also, the second Adept is like, it's like memeing him right now. Like, he's making a second Adept to try and blindside him, let him think he's going to be Glaives, which has quite a similar answer to Dark Templars in the end from the Zerg player. But getting alert early is something Zerg players are not doing anymore. And it's something that really, really helps against the Dark Shrine.
And
both against Archons and the Dark Templars in themselves.
Yeah, and you know what? The second Overlord of Ragnarok actually stayed behind in the middle near the Watchtower, so he's not going to have any scouting information into the main of Zaun. So this might actually be quite devastating. Now, he does have preemptive Spore Crawlers, so I think he should be initially fine. So we'll see how much damage these DTs can actually get.
Alright, the first two here, they are trying to get into the third. A couple of Adepts shading through to get a little bit of scouting information. Meanwhile, the Dark Templars not really committing yet. There's one Spore Crawler over there. So, they're gonna get surrounded. Of course, the Warp Prism is there to keep them alive. Meanwhile, the Shades will try to go past and get into the natural. Many links are still there though, so no way to break past. Zaun already making Archons, and I think it's the better choice.
Yeah, I mean, once the Zerg knows that there are DTs out on the map, it's pretty hard to get any more damage done. So the best way to get any damage, sort of damage, is to morph them into Archons. But we do have a nicer round here on these Adepts at the third base. The DT is gonna go ahead and clean up the majority, and will be able to save his third base. But it was a bit scary there for a sec.
Yeah, it was looking good for Ragnarok in the beginning. Zaun 30 supply behind right now, so not in the greatest of spots. It wasn't really able to do anything about the growth of Ragnarok. So if the Zerg player just wants to go for a Roach, Ling, Ravager, Banelings timing, he has pretty much a red carpet ahead of him to get into the base of the Protoss. Really.
Yeah, I mean, with this DT build, you gotta have some sort of economic damage to make it worth it. If you don't, then the Zerg is you could mass up a large army force full of roaches and Zerglings, go for a counterattack, and it could be pretty scary. But it looks like Ragnarok gonna go ahead and throw down his 4th base, get some roach speed, and once roach speed and +1 lines up in time, I would expect him to go for some type of push. Oh, actually gets it canceled.
Yeah, this is a good cancel from Ragnarok, keeping the money, but of course, getting a big delay. Good for Zaun overall. Roaches fighting these Archons, still Zaun getting perfect scouting, getting a lot of pressure on the shoulders of Ragnarok. But how long will it go? Like, Zaun badly needs more time, and Ragnarok, I don't think he wants to give him too much of it. +1 almost done. There are a bunch of roaches already out. A lot of gas to morph them into Ravagers. Here comes the morphing. And I think this is going to be a push basically anytime soon.
Yeah, I think once +1 range attack, he might go for a push here. But we see on the other side that there are a bunch of shield batteries being plotted down. He's got some sentries, got the Archons, got some Immortals at the back and the natural as well. And
there's
he's
also a Doppelord in the top right. Ragnarok sending a couple of lanes into the main base of Zaun, unscouted.
We'll make sure to keep an eye out on that. But in the meantime, we have this big push here coming out of Ragnarok in the front here. Does some nice dodging of those corrosive bows, but there's just so much roaches and Ravagers. Lings at the main, and I think Ragnarok has secured the 2nd win.
Yeah, shield battery overcharge, not out
Oh.
healing this. Oh, wait a second, that's a lot of damage coming from these Archons. Good juggle from the Warp Prism, but the drop alert in the main, gosh, 18 probes have died to this. Ragnarok getting way too much damage from so little commitment. So right now, Ragnarok will go back home, lick his wounds, prepare for his fire play, but Zaun doesn't have much time right now.
Yeah, I mean, Ragnarok wasn't able to finish the game at that point, but he did pretty much game-ending damage with those kills of those probes in the main base.
Also, so many Immortals were killed. Keeping that Immortal count lower is another very important thing, because it allows Ragnarok to keep making roaches, which are cheap, and they keep you alive, basically. And until you get into the later stages of the game, roaches are great if there are few Immortals. So if the count of Immortals is very low, the position of Ragnarok just becomes insanely better.
Yeah. And now we do see that Mulus is on the way for Ragnarok. That's going to be pretty annoying for Zaun to deal with, especially since he just got the scout of it. Now he did research Blink upgrade, so that he should be able to at least use his Blink Stalkers to deflect, but
the Warp Prism is going down. That means also the 2 Archons will go down. Look at the supply of Zaun go down. Basically, so much supply. I think it's like 15 or something. So Ragnarok will still be a lot ahead. 2 Archons down, a Warp Prism down. That's 3 more key units that are lacking in the army of Zaun. Just take a look. Like 4 Archons have died, a Warp Prism has died, 3 Mortals have died. That's 8 very, very important units that a Protoss player cannot afford to lose.
yeah, I mean, he lost less minerals, but you can see the gas count because those. Yeah, that's where all the Archons losses are, and it looks like Zaun he's gonna have to play pretty conservative.
Yeah. He has +2 ground weapons almost done. He has a couple Archons to just threaten these mutas, as well as the Blink Stalkers. But I don't like his army position. Okay, Blink Stalkers are in the main. He's trying to actually surround these mutas. He's gonna blink forward on top of them. A bunch of mutas are gonna go down. The other Stalkers are gonna blink and get another couple mutas, as well as the photon cannons. Oh, that one almost died. But yeah, these mutas are not getting too much value outside of the Warp Prism snipe. Plus 2 ground weapons is down for Zaun, but Ragnarok is maxed out. Is probably wanting to do something right now. Getting a lot of banelings. Oh my god, that's a lot of banelings.
Yeah, let's see how many total banelings. 37 banelings for our Zerg friend. But centrifugal hooks.
Soon to be 48.
Oh wow,
Oh,
it's gonna be a lot of banelings.
oh, Zaun getting himself into a corner over here. Ragnarok, Baneling speed almost done, setting up to surround. All of his army is in 2 different places. Zaun cornered here, and here comes the Banelings force good perfectly, keeping everything alive, but not for long. The rest of the army is clamping up for Ragnarok. Corrosive Files raining a perfect blink forward on top of the Ravagers, who get so much damage, and Zaun is winning the engagement.
Yeah, but look at this, 52 lings on the way, and once these lings are out, these stalkers gonna have to retreat back home. Looks like he's doing the smart thing. He is finally retreating back home because he knows that the Zerg is gonna be maxing out on a bunch of units. But I gotta say that went pretty okay considering he got flanked and sandwiched.
Yeah, plus 2 ground weapons is such a strong power spike for the Protoss that I often underestimate how much damage those units deal with plus 2. So yeah, look at these Needles, for example. They're just being destroyed by Stalkers. Stalkers without upgrades, they basically deal 0 damage. So
Yeah.
it's pretty interesting. But Ragnarok is maxed out again. His army is very strong. Zaun has lost a bunch of units. So let's see how this goes. Ravagers trying to get on top of the Archons. The piles are gonna be super important, but there are a bunch of Stalkers. Where are these Ravagers going? Just casually strolling in between the Archons. Here come the Bane lanes, and this time no blink and no force fields are available. So much death raining on top of the Protoss army. Shield Battery overcharge is gonna keep a bunch of Stalkers alive, but these Archons are not very healthy. One of them goes down immediately, the second one soon to follow, and Ragnarok is pushing again. Another Immortal down, that's just the one with the Warp Prism, juggling it back and forth. Shield Battery overcharge is on cooldown right now. Ragnarok is dealing the final damage. Zaun cannot hold this anymore. Immortal goes down, everything goes down. 100 supply advantage. Ragnarok will get the lead back again. 2-1 in favor of the Zerg.
A classic defense there against DT builds. And yeah, that's one of the reasons why I feel like DT builds has kind of fallen out of favor. Used to be so common, but now that Zerg has kind of gotten used to it, knowing the timing of the spore crawlers and all, once that gets shut down, it gets really hard because the Zerg can just drone as much as you like, creep as much as you like, and then go for the counter big push, and then it gets really hard to stop as the Protoss.
Yeah, it's just not that strong of a build altogether right now, just because of the experience most of the players have got under their belts. And we're going to go on Submarine, which is a Zaun choice here for the 4th map of the series. So 3 games we had so far, but very different from each other, all of them. Submarine, it's gonna bring a whole new flavor to this series. What do you think is the direction that these players will go through?
Well, you know what? We said before that that this is one of the maps that is pretty close in distance. We saw. I believe Ragnarok was the one who did a roach push. Yeah.
Roach against Rookie.
Yeah, it was successful against. It was a ZBT though, not a ZVP, but you would imagine maybe it could work in the ZVP. So I guess we'll see. We'll see if he pulls that build once again out in this map.
Especially since he's probably expecting Glaive Deaths here on Submarine, which is probably one of the best maps to pull that kind of strategy right now. So I don't know. We will see.
Yep, Okay, so 2 points to Ragnarok and 1 point to Zaun. All right, there we go.
Okay, let me start in the top left-hand corner, where there is a red Protoss player spawning, rocking the Alpha X banner, hailing from Korea. It is Zaun.
And spawning at the bottom right corner of the map. He is leading 2-1, looking to push his lead to 3-1. Can he do it? It is Ragnarok.
Also, like, look behind this archery. Like, there is this tentacle which is mechanical, which is so bright. This skin looks good. It looks like minerals almost.
Yeah. Just marveling at the beauty of StarCraft.
Yeah. It's very easy to sometimes just zone out looking at stuff on the map. Like, map makers have gotten so good at making maps. Some of these maps are insanely good looking. And Submarine, I have to say, I really, really like how this looks. Like, have you seen, like, for example, when a Protoss player starts making a structure, the grass behind it just basically melts? It's just very good looking.
Oh,
Like, this kind of grass actually, like, basically melt if you build a proto structure on it.
oh wow! I haven't really noticed that, but now gotta keep my eye out for that because I'm interested to see how they melt.
Yeah, yeah. It's only the patches though. Like, there are a few here and there in the natural, so we will see. That will happen. Once sound closes the wall, it will happen 100%. You see this?
All right.
Oh, wait. Robo opener?
Yeah, I think we might see a the classic maybe 2-3 Immortals Mass Sentry push. I feel like that is one of the great builds that could be executed on this small map. So we were talking about how Ragnarok could do the Roach push, but on the other side, Zaun could also do the Immortal push, the Immortal Sentry push.
Yeah, this is a good way to mix it up. We have seen another very different game. We're about to see more likely. A very different game again. And this time Ragnarok though, playing very defensively, getting his bird base, not getting a lot of units, but not defensively, most like economy base. A little bit greedy maybe, actually. So it's gonna be interesting to see how he will deal with this kind of attack.
Oh, on the other hand, we do see a bunch of Zerglings being produced here for Ragnarok, looking to be an aggressive across the map. Now, Zaun, on the other hand, he hasn't built any much production buildings. He's added an extra gateway, but is that going to be enough again? Oh my God, he's even pulling the boys.
Oh, and drones go past the depths in the wall of. This is crazy, Ragnarok. Getting so much damage already. Probes going down left and right. The pylon will go down as well. GG gets called. Nothing Zaun can do.
Oh my God, that was, I gotta say, that was pretty cool to see.
That was insanely unexpected as well.
Yeah, I had no idea. I was not looking at the drone pool like I
was
should have.
so caught up with Zaun doing stuff that I didn't actually catch.
We were distracted by the beauty of StarCraft. We didn't.
This game is still beautiful.
I know. It's like I'm just marveling at the building. Oh wait! Oh shit! I'm getting killed by 12 pool.
Okay, so that's one way to get to match point, I guess.
Yeah.
So we're going on Everdream for Ragnarok's first match point, and we have seen Zaun play a very, very long macro and late game based ZVP here against Breaking GG. We will see if he will try to go for the same approach, and I will actually love him to go for Stargate again as an opener.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Oh, actually, in the chat, in the not the Twitch, the Trovo chat, Sushi's letting you know that you need to give somebody that clip with the drone rush, or the drone Zergling push in the last game.
Yeah, I will give it to her. I feel like we have had better plays, but yeah, I will give that.
That'll be a contender, I guess.
Yeah, a contender. Like I've seen like Special Impatience do some great stuff yesterday, and like, come on, there's a Bailey Mine in this series. Well, not in this series, series before. It's gotta be a contender as well.
Yeah.
Because I will go for the hatch block this time. So nice.
Oh, thank you, Sushi, for the reminder. To switch the overlay. All right, let's go ahead and introduce our players here. Spawning at the bottom left corner of the map, it is from Team Alpha X. It's Ragnarok.
And in the opposite corner, his opponent in the red, wearing the Protoss robes. You're looking at the base of Alpha X, very own Zaun. Alright, Ragnarok taking his third instead of the natural, of course, due to the hatch block. And we will see what will happen on the Zaun side of the map. I'm really feeling that target though. I'm really feeling it.
You know what? I wouldn't be mad. I mean, bring back that 3 Stargate Oracle play.
Yeah, I know, that was crazy. Or maybe the 19 Oracle play from Patience.
Or maybe even switch it up and go for Phoenix. That could be pretty good too.
Yeah, Phoenixes are deceptively good. So, what gets started immediately? Another broken dream for me.
So many broken dreams.
Yeah, by adepts, especially. Just remove the unit already. Come on.
Yeah. You know what? I feel like in due time, Zergs will finally figure out how to defend against it. Maybe they'll start walling off with buildings, and it'll make it a bit easier to defend. I don't know. Zergs are pretty clever in adapting and finding ways.
Yeah, it is true. It's probably gonna happen. Just like it happened with the Marjorie. That 8-full spiteful build. That... oh.
I see you've been you had history with that build.
Too many times. Way too many. Like every single time. That's why I became a shit player. Because of that build, I just couldn't be bothered by playing against the Marjorie, so I just tried to kill them before it would get to that. And curious fact about that season, I had an 80% win rate against Protoss because I just killed them.
Oh wow.
Just like Ragnarok is doing against Zaun, sending a bunch of Zerglings through the map at the earliest possible time to avoid any kind of build from Zaun becoming reality. But it looks like the Protoss player is really doing a good job. Woodgate is down right now. His adepts are really keeping these links out of the wall-off. Let's see how long will it last. The shield battery being built to keep the Cybernetics core alive. The Cybernetics core will likely be dropping down, or maybe not actually. Perfect defense from Zaun.
Yeah, so far, oh yeah, pretty much. Once you invested so much in that and it doesn't work, it's pretty much GG, and Ragnarok recognizes that. So Zaun doesn't fall. He's gonna keep his hopes alive.
Everdream, Ling Rush, yeah, no.
It's like, it's not proved by me.
No. I'm a cheese expert myself against Protoss. Like, if you want to go for something like that on Everdream, like, you probably should proxy Hatch.
Yeah, probably. And I'm actually excited for this next game because we haven't seen this map, I think, throughout the whole throughout the whole event. So thus far, it's going to be on Golden Wall.
It's the first time we see it. Yes.
How do you feel about Golden Wall?
Oh, as a Zerg player, oh, don't even let me start it on that. Golden Wall. It's a disaster of a map for Zerg players. It's just so bad. Zerg. Not in this particular matchup, to be honest. It's just impossible to win against Terran on Golden Wall. But against Protoss, I guess you can do some stuff. I personally, well, I really don't want to say this, but I mine the minerals on the side of the main, then I build an extractor on the other side, so I can send one drone out and mine out wall, then send it into the extractor, then send it again into the wall, so it mines it out this way, and then I link rush them.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, that's one way to do it. I can't be bothered with this map. This map is awful.
Yeah, I think it's one of the least liked maps in general. So you're not the only one. I feel like plenty of players also feel the same way. But anyhow, let's go ahead and see what these guys are going to be up to. Here spawning at the, I guess I'll say 4 o'clock position or so. It is the blue Protoss player from Alpha X. It's Zaun.
And on the other side, joining as the red Zerg player hailing from Korea, new to the Alpha X banner himself, ready to rock. It's Ragnarok.
Oh, I like that. The wordplay there.
Yeah, it was fine. I don't know how it came to my mind. It just wasn't.
Holy cow, I just took a look at the Trovo chat and it's like, it says 51 messages deleted by a moderator.
Yeah, there was someone spamming easy.
Ah, I see, okay. Thank you, moderator, whoever took care of that.
I'm sorry, Mihai Pro, but that's not how you support us. Like, there are better ways. Maybe drop a follow, I don't know.
Alright, looks like Ragnarok has decided to go for the gold base area.
Was kind of forced because Zaun blocked his archery with the probe again, so he just had to go for it.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, he's also mining out here. Wait a second, is he going to go for my build? He's not making drones. If he does go for that build, I might start screaming. I don't think he will, to be honest. Like, he has mined out this side just to probably expand to a little bit of a safer location. Or maybe, just maybe, he will start making a bunch of units since he's gonna take advantage of this golden base he already has. Once again, we see Zaun started off with a robotics facility. Where you're gonna try to abuse this no natural from Ragnarok.
Yeah, I think this robotics facility is pretty much similar to the last. I mean, to the last game, right? Or to the one in the
On Submarine, yeah, that's 2
Yeah,
games
yeah.
ago.
Yeah. So he never got to execute the build that he wanted to go for because of the Ling Rush and the Ling Drone pool. So we'll see maybe what he had in mind that game here.
It's gonna be interesting to see how he will try to do it because Submarine and Golden Wall are 2 very different maps. So it has to be something like really committed, makes sense for it to be worthy on both maps, really. Because you cannot really easily back off on Golden Wall as you could do it on Submarine.
Yeah.
Well, once you're in, you're in. You don't get out.
I mean, especially because, you know, with the wide open spaces, like...
Yeah. So Ragnarok gonna add a Roach Warren and a Spine Crawler for defense, but he is gonna be basically only making drones for the time being. He's gonna get a bunch of Zerglings. I really don't like how he's basically never scouted what's going on. He knows there is a a robotics facility, but he doesn't know about the Twilight Cons.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm actually interested to see what Zaun has up his sleeve, because okay, looks like he's gonna actually just
He's gonna hide a shrine in the top right. That's what he's gonna do.
oh, okay, I see. There we go.
Here it comes. Doesn't have the minerals yet. Oh, he does have the gas. He's waiting for it. And here it is. Called it. Okay, so the 4 Stalkers in the World Prism. Good for harassing the golden bases. It's a very common thing to do nowadays. So yeah, that's gonna be a bunch of drones killed, really. Basically for free. That's not many ways to counter this besides pulling the drones out of the minerals. But it's not gonna be like so committed or anything. Just gonna get away after 4 drones have gone down.
All right, Dark Shrine is halfway done. He's trying to kind of distract him for the meantime before that can get up. Now there is no spore crawlers here at the main.
1 spore crawler in the main as well. Yeah, but there is none in the golden base, which risky.
Yeah, so we might actually see these Dark Templars get some damage done. On the other game, the Dark Templars were pretty much didn't get really anything done.
Yeah, and also 5 more gateways from Zaun. Wow, 5 gates. That's many gates, guys. Like this is an all-in. There's no doubt about it. Zaun wants to end the game right here, right now. The first Dark Templar trying to go to the main. 2 more waiting for that chance to strike. Meanwhile, Stalkers will try to get into the golden base, sorry. And here comes the DT in the main. The only base with a spore crawler. That's unlucky.
Well, but it does get some drones in the meantime, as all the army is positioned on the gold base.
Ooh, here in the natural, a lot of drones are going down. 6, 7, 8 counting. These Stalkers already getting some damage as well in the golden base. The Queens were out of position. A lot of lost mining time as well for Ragnarok. Zaun getting some damage. He's getting a fair nexus right now at the golden base. He's gonna be able to provide his strong production with more tools. But like right now he has 8 gateways. He didn't really make much out of them. It feels a little bit like waste to me, doesn't it?
Well, it'll at least allow him to kind of warp in enough units to defend against this. Now he is going to get surrounded here. Oh, nice force field on the right side. Will slow down the push there, but Corrosive Bile will break that. All these sentries in the front has gone down. And oh no, the shield battery is not done yet. So
charge is ready though. It's not gonna be used. It's gonna be used now, but this shield battery is very exposed. Will go down. The Immortals are all that's left standing for Zaun. Ragnarok wants to end it here. He's looking strong after a perfect defense against those Dark Templars. GG will come, and we have our champion, guys. Ragnarok wins 4-2.
yep, and congrats to Ragnarok from a really nice play. The first game, I think, could have gone either way, but in the end, Ragnarok took it, was able to win 3 more after that, and congrats. But Zaun, not doing too shabby himself, will get runner-up.
It was a great tournament. I really have to say Ragnarok deserved to win. He was looking so strong in all of his games. Zaun pulling up one hell of a fight, but in the end, I feel like probably Ragnarok, just thanks to his experience, was able to get those slightly better game decisions and get his victory.
Yep. All right, and so that wraps up our 3rd edition of the Alpha X special, Alpha X series special. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the games. If you liked all our content, give us a follow here on Trevo. We appreciate all the follows. Okay. I was just told that there is a 3rd place match. All right.
match that's gonna be casted from you. I sadly cannot be in that cast. I have to go, sadly.
All right,
I
no
had to
problem.
later, but I just told Sushi that I sadly cannot get into the third place match. But I hope you're gonna have an amazing rest of the stream. Hope you're gonna have a great day. Thank you very much for tuning in, for having me. My name is
Yeah.
Aaron. I was really happy to cast with you, and I'll see you next time.
Yeah, glad. Thank you for co-casting with me, and hope to see you next time.
Thank you very much. See you guys. Have a great stream.
All right, so let's go ahead and close that. 1 second. All right, and bring up the StarCraft screen there. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get our third place set up here. From replays, let's see where the replays are. Actually, you know what? As I get the replays and set everything up, we're gonna go ahead and play a short clip. Let's take actually a 2-minute break after the short clip by Lenovo, Lenovo. Rushi is gonna go ahead and talk about one of our great sponsors in Lenovo, and after that we'll be taking a 2-minute break, and we'll get started on our third place match. Make sure you get your drinks and snacks, and we'll be right back.
My name is Rushy, and thanks for watching our StarCraft 2 content brought to you by Alpha X. Productions like this are made possible by support from our sponsors, like Lenovo. In 2020, Lenovo is committed to supporting online gaming communities and events. Their partnerships with brands like TSM, Apex Legends, and NRG are just the start of this commitment. The new Lenovo Legion gaming community is your place to go for exclusive streams, weekly giveaways, staff access, and so much more. Right now, Lenovo is doing a weekly giveaway of their Legion gaming accessories. Enter weekly for a chance to win one of their prize bundles, including the Legion K200 keyboard, M500 gaming mouse, and H300 stereo gaming headset. Support us by going to our event page for the Lenovo sponsor quest to get started, and keep heading back to gaming.lenovo.com for more chances to win while learning from the pros. Thank you for supporting Alpha X, and thank you for considering checking out our awesome sponsors. Now, let's head back to the action.
All right, welcome back, guys. We are getting into our third place match. It is going to be a best of 3 here between Breaking GG and Rookie. So let's go ahead and get this game underway. Alright, let's go ahead and introduce our lovely players. Here, spawning at the bottom left corner of the map with the teal skin, it is Breaking GG. And spawning here at the top right corner of the map, it is the red Terran player with a lovely happy face star, by the way. It is... Oh wait, did I say Breaking... Okay, Breaking GG. Rookie. Sorry, got them mixed up there. But anyhow, this is going to be on Eternal Empire LE, which is, again, one of the maps that just favors those long epic games. We had one earlier in this event. We'll see if these two players can duplicate that. Now, I don't expect a 30-minute game, but I'm expecting it to last more than, let's say, 10 minutes or so. But anyhow, we have a ZVT here. And we did see that in the last ZVT on this map, we had mech play versus kind of a Broodlord, Infesta, Viper kind of play. Now, I wouldn't mind if Rookie goes for a another mech build. I think mech on this map is pretty good. But Bao as well can be pretty decent. We'll see. Anyhow, both players pretty much opening up pretty standard here. There are no proxies coming out of our Terran here. And oh, looks like we have Akon and Akontistas joined the channel. Alright, let's see what's happening here. We do see Rookie throwing down a factory, getting also the reactor on the barracks. So I'm assuming that this is going to be swapped out pretty soon, going to favor some Hellions. I mean, in the meantime, he's going to go ahead and jump into the main base. Scouts that there is a Jilling pool, so that he knows that Zergling speed is done, or researching, but he does also see that the three drones are still on the gas, which means that there's going to be a bit more faster tech play, and that's exactly what is happening as Breaking GG is going for the fast layer now. Rookie with the Reaper will spot it, will scout it. He knows what's up. I believe that there was a fast two base muleless play on the same map that was brought out. I think it was Breaking GG that did it. I forgot whether it was Ragnarok or Breaking GG. But basically, he went for the fast Spire. Went for some muleless. Now we'll see if Rookie has any idea about this. Actually, he's throwing down a fusion core. Oh, all right. So we're gonna have ourselves some BC plays. Now, if he drops an armory behind this, we can expect a Hellbat battlecruiser push, which it usually could either go either way. It could be pretty good and it snowballs, or it could be held pretty well and the game continues on. And the Zerg just mass drones up, or just mass creeps up, knowing that he just defended a pretty committed push, because it is pretty committed to throw down your gas behind a fusion core, start port with a tech lab. Basically, you're kind of delaying your other upgrades in favor of this timing push or timing harass. And so, you know, best case scenario, you at least do some significant damage. But it really comes down to how well the Zerg defends. Now I think a little bit of luck here for Breaking GG, as he did go for the 2 base Spire, so he will have access to get Corruptors if he decides to go counter the Battle Cruisers with the Corruptors, or he might just rely on the Mass Queens. But actually, you know, it doesn't. As I take a look, there's not a lot of Queens here for Breaking GG, so he's gonna have to rely on either these Mealist or these Corruptors that are gonna come out. The army just about done, so yeah, it's going to time up really nicely with the Battlecruiser. We should see these Hellions turn into Hellbats. And oh wow, these Hellions and Battlecruisers get on top of these Queens. Now I'm not sure if Mulists are the best against Battlecruisers, but at least they could take out the majority of these Hellions. And with these Queens, I think he should be able to. Okay, he does. So that he defended with very minimal loss. Actually, he hasn't killed. I think he only killed 4 workers here. Yeah, for only 4 workers total. So really nice defense there by Breaking GG. And again, I feel like he lucked out a little bit on the build order because he went for a quicker Spire, which allowed him to get some defense up against these Mealists. But Rookie has already established his 3rd base. Got these turrets up to help defend against the Mealists. Even got some Widow Mice and Vikings. So he is anti-Mealist all the way. And yeah, look at that. Pretty much cleans up the majority of these Mealists. And that's really not great for Breaking GG because he is committed to more Mealists. He's got 4 Mealists on the production tab. Has not made any more yet, though I think he's a bit supply block. Yeah, he's a little bit supply block there for a second there. But is he going to commit more? It looks like, yeah, he is going to commit more. He's got the +1 air weapons upgrade researching, so he's going to continue that. But he's also getting some roaches. He's not getting full-on Mealists. I think he's only getting a few to deny or to harass here and there, but not too much. As he recognized that there's a kind of a mech play coming out of Rookie, so he needs the roaches to help defend against that, because Lings are not the greatest against mech. The Hellions are just too well against the Lings, and if you mix in Banelings with that, I mean, with the mobility of the Cyclones and Hellions, it's just a bit harder to make that work, I feel. Unless you get a nice flank play, but you need to have a great setup for that. So Mealists continually being pesky, but on the other side of the map, Breaking GG just got his roach speed. That will allow him to at least kind of maneuver back and forth against the Hellion and Cyclone harass. And looks like he's actually going to go on the offense here. He's got +1 range at battle finish, so this is going to be timed up really nicely. And that's what you love. You like to make a lot of, I guess, people would say, when do I attack? Like, how do I know when to attack? Well, usually you attack when you line up with a nice upgrade. Or if you're very confident that you have the opponent on the back ropes, you can jump on them. But usually a lot of the timing attacks comes down to the timing of a certain upgrade. Some really nice tank positioning and sieges on the back area will allow to push this Roach Ravager attack back. But Breaking GG, he was not really relying on this push to end the game. He was pretty much droning behind this as well. So as you can see, he's up to 82 workers. He's getting some additional hatcheries. His creep is a little bit lackluster, but he's starting to spread them. I think because he didn't make a lot of queens in the beginning, he didn't have a lot of energy to spread those creep tumors. So now he's starting to. Now on the other side of the map, we do see Rookie adding some additional factories. Gonna go ahead and establish his fourth and get that production rolling. And he might want to start. Yeah, he's starting to kind of wall off with these supply depots, and that's gonna really help against any ground army that Breaking GG throws at him, because that kind of serves as an obstacle to get in front of to get into the tank. So usually you see Ravagers likes to corrosive bows those tanks, but if there's an obstacle in the way, it kind of dukes with their padding, and it kind of helps the Terran player limit the amount of corrosive bows that can get on top of their siege tanks. Nice cutting there by Rookie, and that's showing the kind of the mobility advantage of the Cyclone Hellion combo, right? Even adding some medevac doors. We don't see this every day, right? That is this kind of some old school play of some sort, which I really like. Especially since there's not a lot of Hydralisks around to snipe off those medevacs, but there are some Vipers, so Rookie's gonna have to be careful, a bit careful of those doors. Those doors are, it's gonna be really important in tanking a lot of the damage up the Zerg, and provide a buffer for these tanks at the back. Oh, some nice dubs there by Breaking GG. Will take out a good chunk of these Cyclones, but there are still a bunch of units and army at the back area. Now, the one thing that you see a lot of Zerg players go for in this type of scenario is go for those Infestors. I think those Infestors are really key in terms of locking these Cyclones and Hellions down. But you know what? You can also add in some Zerglings and get the nice round there. But this is the real threat there, the Brood Lords. And he's gonna actually fly into the scan area. We'll reveal those Brood Lords. I would have loved him to wait for the scan to run off before he goes in. And now Rookie's aware. He's making those doors. He's making those Vikings, those Cyclones, those anti-air units. Now I'm not sure if 6 Broodlords is enough. There's a lot of Cyclones there that can lock on those Broodlords, and we can see immediately one Broodlord goes down. Those tanks are really, or not that those tanks, those doors are going to be really helpful against those Broodlords, but there are no buffer. There's not a lot of Hellions here to buffer for the doors and tanks, and these Broodlords are going to go shoot free Broodlings towards the Terran army. And remember, he's still got those Vipers to Blinding Cloud or duck those tanks and doors. So Rookie is looking to be in the back end here. I'm not sure if he has enough. He has 5 doors on the way into production, but will it be enough? Oh, some nice Blinding Cloud here on 2 of those doors. However, those doors are going to go ahead and maneuver to the side. Focus fire on those Broodlords, and all the Broodlords goes down. But there are still a bunch of Hydralisks and Roaches. And they will pretty much clean up the rest of this mech army. No more tanks here. All the SCVs got to be pulled. And that is pretty much, I think, GG here. There are some Cyclones trying to take up this hatchery, but he's got a bunch more hatcheries. I think he should be fine. He's even got a lot of minerals to throw down a bunch of hatcheries all over the map. So he's I think he should be, yeah, he's okay with losing a hatchery, especially since he killed let's see, how many workers did he kill total? 53 workers killed, and now he's enjoying a 40 worker supply. Now I know meals are pretty good, but are they good enough to overcome a 40 worker supply deficit? I don't think so. So it is totally Breaking GG's game to lose. He's the one in control. He's got the map control. He's got the base advantage. The also as well as the supply advantage. Now the one thing that Rookie has going for him is that he does have at least a 1 upgrade lead there. Actually 2 upgrade lead, as he got his +3 ship weapons. So his army is pretty good in terms of quality, but the problem is the quantity does not favor our 10 friend. Alright, Breaking GG is going to go ahead and maneuver here to the left side of the map in an attempt to take this base down, pulling in those doors. However, those 2 tanks in the back doing a nice splash damage on the Zerg army. But he has plenty of resources to start replenishing that. He's almost pretty much maxed out. Getting some additional upgrades. Also getting the Nero Parasite. And that's going to be really helpful when he narrows those doors. And use them against the Terran army. Along with the Broodlords. It's going to be pretty powerful. It's going to be up to Rookie to make either enough tanks to focus fire on those infestors, or you get some ghosts to snipe or EMP those infestors. Neither at which he has. He only has 2. Okay, he does have a couple of tanks here, but they're unsieged. He doesn't have any ghosts here. And that is a lot of ground army there for Breaking GG. He's going to go and dive on top of this planter. Going to actually focus fire on it. And oh, here goes the Nero Parasite, turning the doors against one another. And that, I think, should do it. There is a small army force for the Terran, taking down a base, but again, bases are pretty inconsequential at this stage of the game for Breaking GG. Breaking GG enjoying a 120 to 50 army supply, taking down another base. And we should expect a GG coming out of Rookie pretty soon, as I don't see any possible way of him winning. And yep, looks like Breaking GG will win the first game here to go up 1-0. Oh, looks like we have an admin here arriving into the chat. Hey, appreciate you joining the channel. We're about to get started on game number 2 here. Now, I was given these replays, and I'm not sure if they're exactly in order, so we might see Breaking GG win the second game, and ideally it will be over by then, but because this is the best of 3, but it might have been out of order. But either way, even if he does win, we'll still cast the third game, cast all the replays. And then we go ahead and update the scoreboard. 1-0 for Breaking GG, and here we go. Spawning at the bottom left corner of the map, it is the red Terran player representing Team GP. It is Rookie. And spawning here at the top right, we have our teal Zerg player representing Alpha X. It is Breaking GG. And guys, as Sushi said in the chat channel, we really appreciate all the follows as we produce more content on this channel going forward. We even had our monthly MVP Cup that happened yesterday on this channel, casted by Kozen, our lovely Kozen. And yeah, we're gonna have ourselves more content coming here on this Alpha X SC2 Trovo channel. So all the follows we get, we really appreciate it. And thank you in advance for following us. All right, so here we have Breaking GG with a 1-0 lead. Gonna be on Pillars of Gold. And we actually did see a quicker spawning pool coming here out of Breaking GG. Okay, he's gonna research speed. Now, This looks very much like a Roach follow-up, I feel like. I mean, the idea is that you make early links, you go across the map, keep the Terran at home with his Reaper, so he doesn't scout you, he doesn't scout the fast Roach Warren, and then you can surprise him once your Roaches goes across the map. Now I'm wondering if this is the case here. He's still mining gas, so I'm guessing that he is going to go for some type of Roach follow-up, or maybe even the Baneling Nest. Wouldn't that be crazy? Oh, wow. Overlord speed. Huh. Interesting. I'm curious what this is, what's happening here with Breaking GG, what kind of build this is. Okay, he does finally pull the guys off of gas. Okay, so I guess he's just gonna go ahead and play it out instead. In the meantime, we do have the 1-1-1 build coming out of the Terran player. Oh, looks like the Reaper did go down. Sorry, I missed that. But that means that there is not a lot of defense here. So these Speedlings will have free reign until these Hellions pops out. It's actually going to be a Liberator follow-up. So he's going to go ahead and try to send the Liberator across the map, get some harass down. Now we do see that there are some nice areas in which the Liberators can come in through here to the main or into the dirt base behind these I guess this rocks area, I guess you could say. But I mean, as long as the Zerg player has an eye out on the minimap with the Overlords, he should at least spot it ahead of time, right? He does have a good scout here on the main base of the Terran player. He does see that there are no tech lab on the starport. You see that tech lab on the barracks jiggling, so he should assume that it is going to be stim researching, or at least combat shield or something like that. So he doesn't have to worry about placing down spore callers and getting any fast lair for detection. On the other side, we do see that Breaking GG, he's going for a double Evo Chamber. Now he's going to go ahead and rely on the links to defend any push here from Rookie. Alright, Helling's in the middle of the map. Let's see how many drones he can get killed. And if he decides to dive in, there are not quite a lot. Okay, so there are some queens in the front. There are some lings in the back. So if Rookie decides to hop in and get baited by the Zerg, he might potentially lose all these Hellions. But looks like he's going to keep his Hellions at bay. Just focus on creep tumor sniping. Ooh, yeah, I'm not sure that's the smartest decision to jump on the queens. Now, Hellions, they're pretty good, but one thing they're not good against are queens. Like, you need to have a huge number of Hellions to snipe down a queen, like, quickly, especially against queens that have an energy for transfusion. So gotta be careful not to get overzealous and lose all your Hellions. So pretty much both players are kind of sitting back, not too much action at this point. Both of them are kind of playing it conservative and playing a bit, I guess, defensive. Excuse me. Just both players just macroing up, trying to kind of gauge what their opponent are doing, what kind of army that the opponent is building up, so they can build an army to kind of counter it. We do interestingly see a Hydralisk then being placed down. I like this because we do see that Lurker Plates has made a resurgence against Terran Blade. I mean, I guess I wouldn't say resurgence because they've always been pretty used. It's been pretty common. But I think with Rainer recent comments about how he really loves Lurker play against Terran, and how he feels very confident in his ZVT because of that. I think a lot of Zerg players has, try to rely on Lurker play to see how they fare against the Terran players. Now, I'm not claiming Breaking GG is Rainer, but if Rainer says that it's a pretty good decision to go for Lurkers, you can expect a lot of Zerg players to also follow in his footsteps and go for Lurkers for themselves. But in the meantime, before those Lurkers can come into play, this is a little bit of a push here by Rookie. But Breaking GG will just barely clean this up. I feel, yeah, just barely cleaned it up. He just barely had enough units there to defend that. But also a lot of queens there with a lot of energy. Now, will we see Breaking GG go fly into the main base? Looks like Breaking GG has that covered, expecting that fully for Rookie to possibly fly into the main base. But this is a really nice siege tank positioning, and Breaking GG doesn't really have a lot of units. He's morphing Banelings at the back, but all his Zerglings has been depleted and decimated. Banelings running into tanks, which is not what you want, and now all these Marines have no answers for them. He does have a few Banelings left over, but siege tanks and the Marines clear out a hatchery. At the same time, there is a Baneling drop, which does kill a few SCVs, so at least he gets some economic damage done. But there are still a large amount of Marines here at the front for Rookie. No Banelings left for the Zerg player. He's trying to make 18 Zerglings in the production tab, but after he makes those Zerglings, he's gotta take some time to morph them into Banelings, which I'm not sure if Rookie. Oh, actually, Rookie's gonna go ahead and retreat, so it's gonna give him time. He knows that he took down the hatchery. He knows he did enough damage. Now he could just go back, replenish his army, get some additional command center, get some additional production buildings, and go for another wave of attack afterwards. And Breaking GG has been knocked down to 3 bases, and considering how his main base is pretty much mined out, he's pretty much on 2.5 bases. While on the other side, Rookie, he's got his 4th base, his 4th command center being made. He's got his 3rd saturated as well. Rookie is looking to be in a pretty great position. And although Rainer has been talking about how great Lurker plate is, looks like Breaking GG has decided not to go for the Lurker Den, instead throwing down the Infestation Pit. I feel like Lurkers might be his only way back into this game. Oh god, not even getting a cancel there. And considering how behind and poor in terms of his economy that Breaking GG is, losing bases without any cancels at the very least it's not what he wants. He can't afford to give up free money at this point. Rookie here gonna go ahead and do a 2 medevac Marine drop here. It's a nice snipe there. And at this point, I feel like Rookie is just playing with his food. He's pretty much has this game on lockdown. and now he's just yeah, he's just playing with his food. I guess because when you're ahead, you know what the saying goes, you get more ahead, and that's exactly what Rookie is going to go for, establishing additional bases, doing some nice drop harass to see if there's any openings for any damage to be done here and there. But to be quite frank, I feel like he could just march across the map and just outright win the game. Because, I mean, he's enjoying a 97 to 88 supply in terms of the army supply. And he's got a good fair amount of tanks. Let's see how much tanks is that. 8 tanks there in that group. Alright, and here we go. Looks like what could potentially be the final stand of Breaking GG. But he does have a nice little sandwich. A nice little flank maneuver that he can execute. Let's see if Breaking GG can get some nice good engagement here. He needs to move his other half of his army. Oh, nice fungal growth, but all the banelings has been taken out. And now the other half, oh man, what a sloppy, awkward play there by Breaking GG. But with a nice concave, he might be able to just clean this out. But reinforcement coming across the map for Rookie. Alright, this is going to be a really crucial part of this fight. It can either really snowball, but oh man, there's another marine flock here at the left side, and there's just too much here on the ground for Breaking G. Oh no, for not Breaking G, for Rookie. So Rookie will tie the series up 1-1 as we head into our final game to decide who will take home 3rd place. Now let's go back here as the game is loaded up to check out the difference between 3rd and 4th place. Is $20 for 3rd place, $10 for 4th place, so double the amount. So let's see who will go ahead and win this 3rd game and go home with the extra $10. Now by the way guys, we do have a Matcherino page here set up for this event. I think there should be a link on the top. Let me see here. Actually, there is no link in the Twitch chat. If anyone can okay, thank you Sushi for the Matcherino link. So as you can see, the Matcherino link there by Sushi, just head on over there, type in the code AXComp129, and that adds 50 cents to the prize pool for free. And yeah, that should help the players out. It looks like we have more followers. Thank you, appreciate the follows guys, as we head into our 3rd and final game of this best of 3 series to determine who will go home as the 3rd place winner. Series is tied 1-1. Let me go ahead and introduce. In the top left corner of the map is the red Terran player from Team GP. It is Rookie. And spawning here at the bottom left, or no, not the bottom left, the bottom right, is the teal Zerg player from Alpha X. He's none other than Breaking GG. And once again, going for that. Oh, actually, no, never mind. I thought that was a faster pool, but it looks like it's going to be a pretty standard opening. Hatch into gas into pool. Now, Submarine here, Submarine LE, has been a map where a bunch of early pushes has been happening. We've seen in the other game, I believe it was it Ragnarok? I think it was, yeah, Ragnarok, going for the link and drone rush pool, I guess, against the Protoss. It was pretty effective. Won the game. I think on the other series we had a roach push to win the game as well. So whoever decides to go for the aggressive push, I feel like we'll have the slight advantage. Now, of course, it does come down to execution. It does comes down to how your opponent defend as well. So we'll see. Breaking GG going for the nice third hatchery timing there. Yeah, one of the quirks about this map is that there is a kind of a cliff area where Reapers can jump into, so usually you see a Zerg player will park their Queen or maybe the Lings around that area to make sure the Reaper doesn't jump in. But the Reaper does jump in, doesn't really get much scouting done, or doesn't really see much in terms of scouting. So he's gonna be pretty much kept somewhat in the dark. He at least does know that there is no quick lair, as he didn't scout any morphing layers. So that at the very least, he does know. On the other side, we do see another 1-1-1 build coming out of the Terran. This 1-1-1 build is pretty versatile, though. We've seen some Terrans go for the 2-1-1 build, and they go for the double medevac play. I've always never really understand why, because I feel like that build it's either you do a lot of damage or you just fall really behind. And usually it's the latter. It's usually the Terran doesn't really do too much with it and falls way behind. I think Zergs now has been doing a really nice job in terms of anticipating and knowing how to defend against it. But with the 1-1-1 build, it's pretty versatile. You can actually switch into either mech or into back into bio. But oh, we do see some a small roach push. Now this is not an super all in, not super committed. It is only 10 roaches. He's droning behind this. He's making more queens, so I don't, shouldn't expect this attack to do too much. I think it's just to scare Rookie to over make the defense. At the very least, he's forced Rookie to send his SCVs back into his main base, which does disrupt the mining time. So a little bit of a win there by Breaking GG, as he is going to drone up like a madman. Look at that, more drones on the way. He's going to go up to like over 60 workers compared to the 42 of Rookie. All right, you know what? As I look at the base of Rookie, he doesn't really have a command center on the way. He's got 3 racks. Oh, it looks like it's gonna be a tank marine timing push here. I wouldn't even be surprised if he pulls some SCVs to make some bunkers in the front. But we do see that areas right here, like behind the rocks, is where you can siege up some tanks. This is actually a pretty good area to make a tank push. It's going to be up to the Zerg player to kind of get us around, get some units here, get some units there, maybe some units there. But boy, this attack seems like it's going to be pretty scary. Oh, does not siege up, but luckily for him, Breaking GG does not have enough units to get on top of the tanks. And oh, this is such a great position here by Rookie with the tanks in the back. More units, more Terran units streaming across the map. But some corrosive bow will take out one of the tanks. And does he have enough bow to protect it? Oh, actually one wandering tank gets to the wrong pathing. Will get sniped out. Oh, this is going to be close. It's going to be a really close fight. Now, if Breaking GG does lose his base, he still has another base that he can retreat to. And considering that Rookie doesn't have their command centers yet, it might not be a bad thing, but I think he might just have enough roaches to just barely push this out. Yeah, he does. That corrosive bow should clean up the rest of the tank. And oh man, breaking GG. Really, really great hold there. I mean, despite the layout. Now, the thing is, Rookie did not siege his tanks behind the rocks. He actually sieged it at the really awkward area of the ramp, which means that his Marines couldn't really kind of kite back as well as he wanted to. So I feel like that might have been a little bit of a mistake there by Rookie. But now we have a really scary force coming out here for breaking GG. Now he doesn't need to outright win with this attack. He just needs to contain it, delay the dirt base mining of Rookie as long as possible. And he might actually want to take this chance to kind of clear out all the rocks. Right now he knows that he's pretty much cleared out the majority of Rookie's army. So if with any downtime, if he can, once he cleans up this Marine force, I would love to see him kind of snipe down on the rocks, because he's really not going to do too much with these roaches and ravagers, especially since so much tanks in the back here for Rookie. So during this moment in time, you can just creep spread, take down the rocks, open the pathway, so that when Rookie does make his way across the map, he can get a really nice surround with the rocks being broken down. All right, looks like Rookie has finally established his dirt base. Gonna go ahead and try to clear up some creep tumors, but breaking GG already on top of it. And at this point, it looks like both players are just kind of macroing back up as they head into the mid to late game here. Getting some additional bases, and I love what breaking GG is right now doing, spreading those overlords, getting as much vision as possible, knowing that there's always that threat of Terran drops. And that's one of the ways that Terrans can get back into the game, is by catching the Zerg off guard and with these drops. So you just want to make sure that he gets a vision of this, make sure that his army is positioned in the correct place. But it looks like breaking GG was thinking about jumping on top of this dirt base, but there's just too much here for Rookie. Smartly does retreat back home as he is pumping out more and more units here, more and more army. 14 banelings in the production tab. Now, that's pretty interesting. Unfortunately, there is nothing here on this deserted island, I guess, or land there. But I like what Rookie is doing. He's kind of harassing with the Medevac Marines, but also doing Liberator harasses, trying to get some Liberator, getting some drone kills here and there to at least somewhat distract breaking GG and force him to kind of scramble here and there and not attack, not focus on attacking as he build up his tank army, the tank Marine army. And looks like he's finally ready to push out. But boy, all this time the creep has spread, which means that Rookie has to take some time to clear that up before he fully moves out. I think he could actually move towards the right side, but oh man, here we go. Caught on siege, caught with his pants down. Breaking GG is going to get on top of the rest of the tanks. Oh, the last tank does go down. Actually, there's one more tank at the back. Will he goes down? I think, yeah, he just got one more snipe. However, half of breaking GG army does finally catch back up here. A little bit of an awkward engagement, and what looked like a awkward fight for the Terran, or at least for the Zerg, has awkward fight for the Terran as his siege tank was unsieged. Has now turned around, and now Rookie is going to be on the offensive end. Got more units streaming across the map. Going to go ahead and try to dodge the corrosive bile. Now that some of the Medevacs actually catch the tail end of it, so he's got to be careful. But here we go. Looks like Breaking GG feels like he has just enough to break this. He's fighting on creep, so these units will be able to get on top of the Terran army a lot quicker. And now all the tanks are gone. All that is left over is some Marines and Bao units, Marine and Marauders and Medevacs, which is not as scary when you have Banelings in your composition. So with the tanks gone, it's just like all of a sudden Breaking GG is yeah, he's got a pretty good hold on this game. Now during that fight, Rookie was able to establish his third base, or not his third base, his fourth base. So looks like Rookie is not out of it. Looks like we'll get an extra hatchery snipe as well. So you know what? Just poking here and there, left and right, up and down. I mean, that's what the MMM composition, which is the Medevac, Marine, and Marauder composition. That's what they're used for, taking advantage of their mobility, pulling the Zerg apart. The problem is it's not really great in the late game. It's really great in like the early to mid game, but once you head into the latter stages of the game, you definitely want to transition into higher tier units. As looks like on the other side, Breaking GG, he's been teching. He's got his Broodlords on the way. Let's see how many. He's got 4 on the way currently. So once he's got his Broodlord force ready and up and going, we'll look for him to make his way across the map. Now, Broodlord's not the greatest against Bao, so he's gonna have to rely on making sure that his Banelings keep the Broodlord safe, kind of as a buffer. Make sure that the Marines don't get under the Broodlords. Oh, a nice Widowmine hit. We'll take out the majority of these Banelings, but looks like Rookie has another force here at the top. Not paying quite as much attention. Okay, there he goes. He's finally got his attention with the Spore Caller attacking that Medevac. But man, skirmishes across left and right across the map. But the Broodlords has finally reached across into the Terran side of the base. But there's not much here. Oh my god, where's the rest of his army? All the Ravagers needs to get and protect these Broodlords. Okay, the rest of the Lings does come here. Oh man, that was pretty scary. If those Broodlords get taken out, that would have been really, really bad, because he has invested a lot into these Broodlords. In the meantime, we do see that the Marauder Drag still doing damage across the map. We'll take it down another hatchery, but the question is, can he defend against these Broodlords? He's frantically trying to make Vikings. The good thing is that there's actually no anti-air here. All these Broodlords are open season against these Vikings. These Vikings pretty much will be able to kill the rest of these Broodlords. He just needs to survive with these this Bao army. And I think with the Planetary, he should be able to hold on and clean up the rest. And a nice engagement there by Rookie, and all of a sudden he's enjoying a 149 to 120 total supply. And if we take a look at the army supply, it's even worse for Breaking GG. He's suffering a 102 to 50. Pretty much Rookie has twice the amount of army supply, and that is not very, very good, especially since all those Broodlords are gone. Now Breaking GG is trying to desperately tech and transition into Ultralisk, of all things, and I'm not sure that is that's gonna work out too well for him, because there are a lot of Marauders in Rookie's composition. And oh man, taking another base out as Rookie establishes another one. As you can see at the oh, actually I can't bring up the graph, but as you can see in the gathering, the mineral gas gathering here, Rookie is pulling in almost 3k minerals, 600 gas. On the other side, Breaking GG only pulling 2k minerals, and actually pulling a lot more gases. But I just, I mean, if you just look at the army at a glance, it's a lot bigger than this. Now these Vipers, they could do some nice, really miraculous blinding clap. Oh my God! All these Vikings are gonna take out these Vipers. So never mind about these Vipers. They are no more. And now, Breaking GG only has these tanks, these couple of Banelings, and this, I think, is just too much. Now he will snipe out the hatchery and retreat, but oh man, nice Wood of my hits on these Ultralisks. And Rookie will be able to get on top of the rest of these Roach and Ravagers. And I think finally, after 18 minutes or so, we will finally see Rookie take the 3rd place and win in this best of 3 series, which means he does go home with $20, as you can see, while Breaking GG will go home with $10. And let's go ahead and update this link here, see if the brackets are updated here. And yep, as you can see, Ragnarok was able to win the finals 4-2, so he will be our champion. And then of course here, Rookie will take it home and win 2-1. So yeah, overall great Alpha X series special 3rd edition. We had some lovely games. And let me see here. Check on. Okay, all right. So I just informed that Passer will be coming on as soon as I end the stream to cast the replays from our Alpha X 500 DJ tournament. So make sure you don't go anywhere, as Passer will be taking over the stream right after this. Give him some love, and guys, we really appreciate it. All the follows. I've seen all that we have a lot of chatter about how many follows we got. So yeah, definitely appreciate all the follows we got. Hope you guys enjoy this event, and if you like, again, you can drop down us a follow on this channel, and catch our next events with which is going to be in a couple of minutes or so, as Pastor takes over. All right, that pretty much does it. Another huge shout out or thank you to my co-caster Icon Tistes. Was a lovely casting with him. It was actually our first time casting, so it was pretty awesome. And as we head out, I'll play one more clip here. We do have a lot of lovely sponsors, and one of our great sponsors is Cremo. So make sure to check out this little short clip that we have here lined up for you, presented by Rushy. And after that, we'll end the stream. So once again, thank you, and have a great day. All right, bye.
My name is Rushy, and thanks for watching our StarCraft 2 content brought to you by Alpha X. Productions like this are made possible by support from our sponsors, like Cremo Company, the maker of men's grooming products designed with good uncommon scents, like bourbon and oak. It's a smooth, lively scent designed by Cremo's scent experts with a layered blend of distillers' spices, bourbon, and white oak. It's just one of the many uncommon scents you can experience in Cremo body wash, body bars, barber-grade shampoo, and their new antiperspirants and deodorants. Check out their sponsor quest to learn more about Cremo, or look them up at cremocompany.com. Thank you for supporting Alpha X, and thank you for considering checking out our awesome sponsors. Now, let's head back to the action.